Happy Friday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. It's a cloudy, not hot, wet day outside. It's kind of dripping out there a little bit of misting taking place. Just a little unusual. I don't know if we know how to do this.
I don't like this.
What do you want?
I don't know. I just don't like it when it's nasty outside. I don't like it when it's too hot. I don't like it when it's rainy. I want it to be 72 degrees and sunny. And if it's not that, I don't like it.
Why do you live here?
I don't have anywhere else to go.
I'm stuck. I can't get out.
I got no place else to go.
No, I think it's a day to just go, okay, it's 76 degrees and raining outside, or it feels like 76 at least. So take what you can get. Stay inside and stay inside because it's raining, not because it's blistering hot. I'm excited about today's show. Kevin Wheeler is going to join us in about 10 minutes from right now. He is a sports host over at KMOX. He's also the co-host of the Dave Glover Show on KMOX. But he's also a youth sports coach. He has coached club baseball. I'm going to ask him when he gets in here, like, how do you travel ball, club ball, select ball, take out a second mortgage ball? Like, what are we talking about here? So he's the coach with the St. Louis Gamers and All-Star Performance, and he's been doing this for a really long time. So he's seen some things. He knows some things. And I reached out to him, I think it was 2 Sundays ago, because my son plays in a St. Louis baseball club. Love the club. It's not about that. It's not about the club. It's just about the culture of youth sports, but more importantly, the things going into it. I'm not going to do a whole show about officiating and umpires, but I asked him this question. I said, Kevin, you know what's going on. You understand what could maybe get better, what's not even worth the breath. But if you go to a 16, 17, 18, 15, 14 aged baseball game, and there are people who are paid there to be umpires, and they can't be bothered to put their head down in the strike zone to call balls and strikes or move to the right location on the field to make the right calls. It's not about, oh, that was a close play at the plate, and he was safe. He wasn't out, ump. You got that wrong. That's a judgment call. If you're in position to make a call like that, and you get the wrong call, everybody needs to shut up. He's the only person in that moment who's paid to make that decision, and he gets to do that, and you should respect it. But I don't think it's just officiating. And this is where we're going to broaden the lens on why Kevin Wheeler's coming in here. My question to him was simply, are we past the point where when these families are paying thousands of dollars to play on these baseball clubs, soccer clubs, softball clubs, volleyball clubs, blah, 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 when you're paying that much money to participate in something, are we past the point where we can expect the people, and it's not a whole lot of people, you got your officials, you got your people running the tournaments, running the leagues, are we past the point where we can expect them to put in effort? To know the rules, and to at least do the mechanics of what is required to attempt to do a good job. Maybe you do it for a while and you realize I'm not really cut out for this. I don't like the pressure. I have a difficulty remembering the rules. Maybe this is not for me. But there are people who show up, and I just think that this is the most, for me, easiest place to identify this part of culture right now, which is like, I can show up and take a check, and it doesn't matter if I work really hard or if I put in no effort. My check cashes the same. My Venmo comes to my bank account the same. Do we, in our culture today, have the right to say, that's not good enough? As consumers, the people, the families paying the fees, the clubs that are paying the tournament officials, the fees that are not cheap. Are we at a point in society where we can once again go, that's not good enough? You cannot be that lazy, that disinvested. No. And honestly, the truth of the matter is if there aren't enough officials to replace them, then I don't think we can do that because then we don't have games. But I think we see this in a lot of different places where maybe you're dealing with customer service like on a human to human level. And I think the reason why I feel like this is because when you go somewhere and you get good service, it's kind of makes you take a step back. Like you really love what you do. You're working really hard here. And I've actually found myself thinking, I don't know that you even really need to put in that much effort when you see someone doing something and working and just doing their job with pride.
That's why people are just astonished by Chick-fil-A. They just can't believe some organization, a fast food place especially, could run so well.
Why do you care so much about this job?
Yeah, and they do, or at least they are trained to look like they do. But the officiating question's a good one because you're right. If there's not enough people to replace those officials, then really you can't do much about it. But I will say that I'm looking forward to this conversation that we'll have with Kevin here in a few minutes because there have been times that moving from your experience more with baseball, mine's more with soccer, and there are 3v3 tournaments that happen throughout the summer. But then the national tournament happens in November. And so you go to these local 3v3 tournaments and you're paying $240 a team or whatever. Each person's putting in $40 to $50, something like that. So you are paying, and so you do expect a certain level of officiating.
Do you have to pay an admission fee when you go to these as well?
No.
Okay.
No, you just for your kid.
We'll get to that later.
That's okay. But that also drives me crazy when you have to pay admission to go to the sport you're already paying to be in.
$15 a person.
Insane. But
it's like I actually had to question how much I loved my son.
There are
times
the money, people. When these officials will be anywhere from teenagers to elderly people, and they're really good. And other times when they're not. But when you go to a national tournament and the people there, the officials, don't even know the rules of the sport,
it makes you rage.
You're like, come on, you guys. This isn't just happening over in Effingham, and we're just out here and we grabbed a couple refs and they don't really know they know soccer, but they don't know 3v3. Okay, no big deal. At the national tournament, you're like, there has to be a level of expectation.
Is it too much to ask?
No, it's not.
That you know the rules and that you put in the effort. And again, huge difference between the effort, both intellectually and physically, and making a call.
Yeah.
I have been a volleyball official. I was a licensed IHSA, Illinois High School Association, volleyball official for 10 years. And then I started coaching, and I'm like, I'm not paying the fee each year to stay licensed. But I've done this. I did a lot of grade school volleyball. I've done high school, but it wasn't for me. I had so much fun doing the middle school up to 8th grade stuff. It was fun. And my husband and I would work those games together. And it was great money. And it was easy. But we knew the rules, and it was easy for us because we did a really good job, especially comparative to it's not the person who just signed up and got their patch for the first time this year, and they're learning. You'll have to have immense patience for those people to want to put in the effort to learn to get better, because otherwise you get stuck with these folks who show up and they put in, it's not even minimal effort. Sometimes it's zero effort. I don't think that this is just a youth sports culture problem. I think this is a culture problem. Like, how do you go do that in front of people and take pride in the work that you're publicly doing? It's not like you're mailing it in from a remote job at home in your mom's basement, and there are certain things you might be ashamed of there, but really you're like, the check cashes, that's fine. I don't understand that. And the real question that I had and will have for Kevin Wheeler when he comes in and joins us here in a few minutes is there anything that we can do about it? And should there be anything that we can do about it? I mean, one of the things that can be done is if you're listening to this and you're like, that's right, Annie, I know exactly what we're talking about. Like, can you be an official? You're probably going to have to sign up and participate in the solution. But that's not everybody. That's not, I mean, if you can't beat them, join them is not going to solve this problem. It's, to me, there has to be a level of standard, and it does have to, again, it's not just youth sports. It's when you're hiring for your face-to-face customer service jobs in your business or whatever, and then you hear from people, it's impossible to find good work. That's a culture problem. If it's impossible to find good work anywhere, that is a rotting culture issue that we should be willing to collectively as a society say, we demand better. We understand that people make mistakes, but if you're trying, we're with you along the way.
I don't know. I think it is a culture problem, but it also is supply and demand. And if you don't have enough supply, your demand just can't be that high. And that's what stinks.
What if fees increase and official pay increases and you can have a higher quality of official?
Well, that's a solution, except that I don't know that would work. I don't know that you would attract a higher caliber of person to that job. That job is that job. You either like doing it or you don't. Now, you got to get paid to do it, but I don't think that doubling the pay is going to get people who are like, oh, wait, now I do like officiating. I think you just either like it or you don't.
Here's the other part of this. So we've talked a lot about judging the quality of officiating in youth sports, but just the general quality of care and concern and pride that people take in their work at this point in our timeline. There is another contingent. If we're talking about supply and demand, like Ryan, you're pointing out, why are there not enough officials? There's another reason for that, and that's psycho parents and psycho coaches and the bratty kids that are encouraged by their psycho parents and their psycho coaches, which is also part of a larger culture problem. Have you ever been a psycho parent?
I don't think so.
No?
I've been right up to the line probably where I got really mad.
Have you ever regretted your behavior at one of your kids' games?
No. Before a game once, I got really mad at a different coach because they kept kicking their ball under the field, and you're like, at some point you got to realize
like
that
while
your
a game was going on?
Yeah, like at some point you got to realize that your practice is interfering with a game.
Yes.
And so I said something to that other coach.
What'd you say?
I don't know. I said, like, can you guys move?
Hey,
or
dummy.
Yeah, something. And the weird thing was the official got involved in that. And I was like, I don't think I really did anything wrong. But the official wasn't saying anything.
Game
so
management.
That's the one moment that I was like, maybe I was out of line. I don't know.
We can talk about that throughout the course, and I'll answer the question if I've ever regretted anything I did as a athlete's parent at a game. I've been to a lot of games of my children, so there's a lot to work with here. We'll continue to discuss that here on the Annie Frey Show. 314-241-9797. I'm excited to hear listener thoughts on this particular issue. I know there's a lot of parents and grandparents listening right now, probably some people who remember playing in an athletic event and knowing what it was like to have those kinds of officials, maybe those kinds of parents or coaches. Talk to us about that youth sports culture at this point in time at 314-241-9797 and the YouTube live chat poll where we can vote on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and text us as well. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? None, some, most, or all. Kevin Wheeler in studio here on the Annie Frey Show next.
We're the pain guys of Canner and Pintaluga. You already know after an accident to call 911 and then 411. 1-800-411-PAIN.
But you may not know behind the number is an experienced law firm with nearly 100 attorneys working hard for our clients.
Call the pain guys at 1-800-411-PAIN.
Law offices of Canner and Pintaluga, Kyle Conhauser, Esquire. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Offices throughout the U.S. Not all lawyers licensed in all jurisdictions.
On July 15th, 2026, Odyssey License, LLC, licensee of KFTK-FM, 97.1 Florissant, Missouri, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission to assign the station's license to Hoffman Media Group, LLC. Members of the public wishing to view the application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions to the application can visit publicfiles.fcc.gov and search in the KFTK-FM's public file.
The radical left let crime and drugs pour into our nation, and they let biological men into girls' sports. But here in Missouri, if there's a problem, we fix it. That's why Ann Wagner's fixing the mess the radical left made and delivering for us. Wagner voted to ban biological men from competing in girls' sports. And she voted to fund the police and provide more resources for Border Patrol agents, keeping our families, communities, and children safe. And Ann Wagner didn't stop there. In Congress, Wagner passed the largest working class tax cut in American history, kept big government out of our business, protected our way of life, and ensured our communities remain safe. That's why Ann Wagner's endorsed by the Missouri Farm Bureau and Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. Vote Ann Wagner for Congress on August 4th.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
If you've been told that you need a new heating and cooling system for your home, and if you've gotten prices or you're going to get prices, call me. Try to stay away from the word high efficiency or efficiency. If you replace your system now and it's 12, 15, or 20 years old, you are greatly improving the efficiency just by replacing the old, inefficient unit. Do not be fooled. If you want a common sense approach and you just want your house cooled, I will help you. If you're good with that, call me. One easy number. It's Missouri and Illinois. The easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We're happy to be here with you on a Friday afternoon that doesn't feel like the sweltering seventh circle of hell here in St. Louis. So hopefully you're out for lunch and taking some time to listen to us here on 97.1 FM Talk. We're grateful for it. We stole somebody from KMOX for the noon hour. It's pretty exciting.
Borrowed.
Kevin Wheeler. The only hour that he's not on the air over there. Thank you for coming over here.
No problem. No problem. Always a good time.
I'm trying to get synced up with you, and it's like, what hours are you on? And he's like, most of them.
It's a miracle. It's
Pretty
like
much,
getting
yeah.
Kill Meat on.
Yeah. So Kevin Wheeler
I don't get
is
that kind of bank, though.
co-host, none of us do, of the Dave Glover Show on KMOX, also a sports host over with KMOX. You also coach with the St. Louis Gamers and All-Star Performance. Yep. You have spent a day or two in the youth sports environment.
Yeah, I was trying to add it up the other day, just games alone since I started with the Gamers. I started with them in 2007, so I've been with them for that long. I would say just the number of games has got to be close to 1,000 now. And that's not even counting, like, 2-3 days of practice a week during the winter and 2 or 3 days of practice during the week during the season and all that.
Yeah. You have kids?
I do, but she did not play baseball or any sport.
She didn't play any sports. So you've never had to coach your kid?
No, I've never had to do that.
Had to.
Yeah. I coached her T-ball team, if that counts, but that was like when she was 5.
So I want to highlight that because there is a huge difference in youth sports world when parents are involved.
And
coaches.
most of the time it is.
Yeah, and God bless those families for stepping up and making that possible for the kids. But when you get to where you're at with baseball, I want to call it what you call it. Is it travel ball? Is it select ball? Is it club ball? What is this?
You can call it any of those things. We tend to. I just refer to it as travel ball. It's not really travel all the time, but the fact that you do travel, it's like when I grew up, travel ball was basically you're just not in a house league.
Yeah.
Right. Like so, travel.
You don't have games on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So I grew up in the Detroit area. So like travel ball meant that we would play in 5 different suburban cities. You would move. That was travel ball. It's a little different now, where you travel out of state occasionally.
Couple tournaments.
More so depending on the program, right? Every program's a little different. The older you get, the more you travel. because then you got to go to where the evaluators are. You go to where the coaches can be, where the perfect game tournaments are, so you can get your evaluations, have your numbers posted.
Be seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, there's absolutely a purpose for that. I think that a lot of the travel ball culture has expanded out of the people who are just trying to be seen, and the cost of those clubs can still be pretty steep for people who just are looking to play baseball, maybe a little bit a step above rec. But you're talking about something that has, that type of baseball, traveling, looking to be seen by recruiters, to be evaluated. I would expect a high caliber of official at those
You would
events.
You would think most of the time you're okay, but sometimes you're not.
But sometimes you're not. Now, at 14, what is there an age range for you where you're in 14s, right?
Yeah, I coach 14s, yeah.
Is there an age range where you're getting what you get as an official, and then it gets to be 16
the
or
older,
17?
Yeah, the older you get, the better it gets. Yeah, for sure. And the bigger the events, the better it gets. Some of the bigger events, they'll bring in umpires from all over the country. They'll stay there for 2 weeks. And you get. Yeah, when we go down south, and we haven't done it as much lately because the recruiting landscape changed in recent years, so the recruiting process starts a little later. So it makes a little less sense for people at 14 to have to travel to Georgia and Alabama and all that as much as we used to.
Yeah.
So we kind of adapted to that, because if you can't be recruited that early, well, that's just a lot of expense and a lot of time. And it's good baseball and it's a good experience, but it's just not as necessary to do it as often, right? You just do it a little bit less. Yeah, we'd go down to Atlanta, and we would have SEC level umpires that would be there, and they go there. In Indiana, I don't know if you guys have been to Grand Park at all, but there's a place north of Indianapolis, just a little north of Carmel, and it's this gigantic facility with, I don't even know how many dozens of baseball and softball fields, soccer fields. You got an indoor facility that hosts volleyball, basketball, cheerleading. It's the place where the Indianapolis Colts have their training camp. It's this huge thing. And it was nothing 20 years ago. It was empty farmland, and they built this up, and now it's one of the biggest. I don't want to call it tourist, but it's one of the biggest revenue generators in the Midwest.
You bring all those people in weekend after weekend after
Westfield,
weekend.
Westfield, Indiana, and everybody from Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Arkansas. You can just spread out. They're all there all summer long. And in that kind of environment, umpires will come in and they'll stay there for 3 weeks. They'll put them up in a hotel
and
they'll stay there for 3 weeks, make a ton of money working, 6 days a week and 5, 6, 7 games a day, and then they go home.
Yeah, that sounds.
And a lot of them are like what you would call professional umpires. They're college umpires. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're speaking with Kevin Wheeler, co-host of the Dave Glover Show over in KMOX, and I sent you a text a couple Sundays ago, I think it was, and the question isn't like, why do we have bad umpires? That's just the human race. Every profession has people who suck at their jobs. As you are mentioning, there are also people who are incredible and care deeply about their performance as an umpire, or whatever it might be. But I'm watching umpires at all different sports that my kids are involved in: baseball, basketball, volleyball. I've seen it with football. And there are some people who don't give a crap about the effort that they put in. And, when I sent you this text message, I'm like, I don't care if it's a close bang play at the plate and you call it safe and we think it's out. Yeah. Well, he's the guy who's paid to make that call. I'm not. And that's just the way it goes. But when you don't know the rules, but specifically, like, there's not a lot that you have to do as an official, but there are mechanics involved. There's positioning involved.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. And to me, that's the easiest correctable thing. Like, hey, buddy, your head's supposed to be in the slot when you're trying to call balls and strikes, but you're not even bending over.
Yeah, it's probably best not to hide behind the batter when you're trying to call balls and strikes.
Yeah. And then you pointed out when they do that, that's because they're afraid.
They probably got hit recently and they're afraid of the ball. Which, by the way, and this is, I'm not sure, I think part of the reason we have a fair number of and I'm just talking, I know umpires because I know baseball, but I'm sure it's the same for every sport. Similar idea. We've lost a lot of good people the last handful of years, in part because of how the rest of us act.
Yes.
In part because there are so many parents that take it over the top. There are coaches that take it over the top. There are kids that are too much and nobody reins them in.
Because their parents and coaches take it over the top.
Because everybody lets them be the little jerk that they're going to be. And I know umpires that did it for a long time that were good. They just like, I'm done.
I don't need
I'll do
this.
something else. I'll do something else to make a couple $100 on the weekend because it's not worth all the hassle. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth being out there in 97 degrees only to have, parents raging at you for ridiculous things. Ridiculous things. And there are times those umpires deserve criticism, specifically to what you're talking about. Lack of effort, lack of caring. There's nothing that bothers me more than when you get umpires that care more about what time they get to leave at the end of the day than they do about actually just calling the games correctly.
Yeah.
Like, you're being paid. Do your job the right way. Stop looking at the clock all the time, and let's just do this right. I mean, so it's a balance, but I think we've lost some good ones, and then you get some inexperience. Inexperience leads to some of the things you're talking about, and it also leads to a reliance on the people that are willing to put up with the nonsense
to show up
just
and take
because
the check.
it's easy money. So it's the whole ecosystem that leads to what we're talking about.
So let's take a break here. When we come back, we're speaking with Kevin Wheeler here. He's the co-host of the Dave Glover Show on KMOX, of course, a sports broadcaster on KMOX as well. I'd like to talk about solutions.
Sure.
If you've been around enough to know what works and what doesn't work, because it is a double-edged sword here. I feel like, unfortunately, for folks like you, that maybe a lot of it falls on the coaches to keep both ends in check, where you've got your coach is the one who's got to keep your fans from being obnoxious to the umpire who's being lazy. Like, that was my question to you in that text message is, what do you do? Or maybe we just accept that this is the way it is. But I think that kind of sucks. Let's find a solution when we come back here on the Annie Frey Show. So the Retirement Advisory Group's inviting you, so am I, because I'm going to be there and I want to hang out with you. Tuesday, August 11th to the Doubletree Chesterfield, and they're going to, you don't want me to give you retirement advice. That would be crazy. But I'd like to hang out with you and have free snacks, cookies, brownies, drinks, all of that for about a half hour before the evening begins at 6:30 p.m. And this is where you learn how to make that transfer out of the working years into the retirement years, but to do it with confidence and, excitement, because it's going to work and you've got your plan in front of you and you have the information you need to know that the worry-free retirement that you've worked so hard for is about to be yours. The scary part of retirement is what you don't know. So you come to this free event at the Doubletree Chesterfield on Tuesday, August 11th, 6:30 p.m. And you find out what you don't know. You get the answers and you move into that direction of finally being able to retire and enjoying traveling around the country or sitting on your front porch or maybe investing in some land and going fishing whenever you want. That sounds nice. If you are free on Tuesday, August 11th, I'd love to see you. I get there at 6, and from 6 to 6:30, I'd love to meet you and have a conversation with you, and then I'll turn you over to Bob and Tammy Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group so that you can get the answers you've been looking for. 314-993-9494, 314-993-9494. Sign up at retirementkey.com.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
Just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code. written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC. Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
YouTube live chat poll for the day is how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? Is it none? Is it some, most, or all? Let us know where on that scale you will fall. It is 12:34. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We got Kevin Wheeler here in studio with us, along with Ryan Wiggins and Brad Range. We're talking about youth sports. We're talking about the issue that a lot of youth sports face with not enough officials, because if you had a lot of officials, Kevin, you could pick and choose which officials you were going to hire.
It's a little easier to schedule. It's a little easier to say, all right, this person's not trying very hard. We're not going to give them games anymore. But when you're short, you're short.
Yeah, and then the other end of it is the people who have run the good officials out of the game.
Yeah.
Which oftentimes are older guys who maybe they're doing it in retirement. They've been doing it for decades. And they're like, I don't need crap from Sally, who thinks that when I called little Johnny out on strikes that it was really a ball.
Yeah. I think if we're going to look at the thing that can help change all of it, it's all of us. And I include myself. I don't separate myself from it. All of us basically acting our age. The fact that people will sit 100 feet away from home plate and yell about balls and strikes from the stands is silly. You can't see. I'm from the side. I'm closer.
Yeah.
I can't see inside or outside from the dugout from where I'm sitting. I can see up and down a little bit. I know where my catcher is. But the problem becomes the more you hear from the crowd, the less you're going to listen to the coaches, because now it's all becoming noise.
How do you as a coach, first and foremost, do you as a coach manage your people?
Oh, yeah.
Your people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll give credit to the program. The Gamers program is run by same two guys the entire time. Matt Whiteside's a former big leaguer. Mark Galleon's been with the program from the beginning. These are two guys that get it, and we actually set the standard as a program for behavior.
It's necessary.
So it's simply this. The only people that talk to umpires are the coaches. Reacting to calls is one thing. Like, oh, no, or like, that's fine. But then stop talking. Because if it becomes a problem, now it's up to us as the coaches to go and say, listen, you guys have to stop.
Yeah.
And if you don't stop, you're going to have to leave. And if you don't do that, your son's coming out of the game, and then you can leave together. But I've never had that happen once.
Did you? It was probably because you set the standard. They set the standard from the beginning. Did you read the Matheny Manifesto?
Yeah, I talked to Mike about it at the time when he did it, and read it. Yeah.
Did you agree with what he was saying in there? I mean, because he had
a lot of parts, yes.
Very rigid.
Yeah.
But it's, he was coaching at a very high level. So it's not like the different, I don't know, maybe it should be the same from Little League all the way up to whatever he was doing. But he is, one of the things that struck me when I read that was that parents and their behavior very much so can affect their child's opportunity.
100%.
Do you think parents get that?
Not enough. Some do. And I guess that if I were going to, go bigger picture, because I have not had too many. I mean, in all these, whatever it is now, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I haven't had any real bad experiences with parents, families, kids, like directly. You always have disagreements here and there, but nothing over the top. But setting expectations and then enforcing it is where it starts. And yeah, if all a player hears is mom or dad or both talking about how they were done wrong and we lost that game because of this, or you got, hosed on that call. well, then that's all the kid's going to think.
Also,
and that's not the focus. The focus is improvement.
If you're investing in a club that's going to cost you $1 or $2, and you're paying for coaching that is experienced, that is hired, it's not volunteer dad that's the one who is willing to do it at that level. I would say it's not even just the, little Johnny, you can't do anything wrong. The umpire is always wrong. You're always right. But there probably also is on the other side where they're getting a lot of counter coaching from the stands, a lot of feedback or criticism. That was something I think that I remember from the Matheny Manifesto as well, which is like, let us coach.
Yes.
You tell your kid, I love watching you
I'd
play.
say I like 90% of what's in that book is total agreement. There's some things that are minor things like the practicality of travel ball and whether it's necessary, where he and I probably disagree a little bit, but it's not a big thing. But on the whole behavior thing, yes, 100%. Your kid is 12. There's no scholarship on the line. It's not. If they win or lose the tournament, it doesn't matter.
I've said that to my
The only thing that matters is getting better and developing. And if you think you're paying for games or wins, that you have it wrong.
Experience.
You're paying for training.
Yeah.
You're paying for the experience of a coaching staff that's going to be, look, I've been at the same age level with the same program for 12 or 13 years. I've been with that program for 20 years. So I know that program. I don't know the other ones as well, except from my friends and the people that I know who coach in those programs. But the part of this that's hard is we get so caught up in the games, we forget that the real thing is practice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice is what matters. And the games are an extension of that. It's an opportunity in real life to take the things you're practicing and put them out there against an opponent with an official on a neutral field and try to compete. Competing matters, right? Competing matters.
You will compete for the rest of your life.
But there isn't a scout or a college coach anywhere that will care what your team's record is. They will not care how many tournaments you won. They will not care what your stats were when you were 12, 13, or 14.
Wait a
they
second.
will not look at them. They won't care. Now, will they care in a showcase event down in Atlanta when you're 17 and you're going up against the Home Plate Chili Dogs, one of the best teams in Atlanta? Yeah, they're going to care about how that looks. They're going to care about how you look against the other good players and the other good teams. They're not going to care what your batting average was. They're not going to care what your team's record was.
Yeah, when the game's on the line, how do you show up?
Right. It's
pressure.
It's more about how you handle pressure, but it's also even more than that now. It's what do you look like in showcases? How fast are you? How hard do you throw? What are your pitch characteristics? Because they're getting measured. They're going to look at the spin rate on your fastball. They're going to look at your spin rate on your breaking ball. Can you command your changeup? Are you projectable? Are you 6'2" and 160 now, but maybe you'll be 210 in 5 years? Like, all of this stuff matters way more than any outcome. The outcomes at those levels don't matter. So, if you're one of the people that are like, they counted that as an error, that should have been hit. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It means nothing.
Gosh.
And it's the perspective there that goes into the bigger picture, because sometimes we don't know what matters and what doesn't, but it's never been easier to find out. It's never been easier to pick up your phone and open up a browser or go to ChatGPT or whatever and say, what do college baseball coaches care about in the recruiting process? It's going to be your grades. It's going to be your physical skill set, and it's going to be how you perform against other top competition.
I hear also, too, when it comes to...
And how you handle yourself.
Well, I was going to say
if you're
recruiting.
If you're a little jerk, they're going to look at the guy that's not a little jerk.
Doesn't that extend to some extent, too, about the jerks that might be raising you? I mean, if you come to... if you've got a family that's like super... overly involved, or if you're a player who's trying to compete and you don't have some autonomy and independence about you to be able to participate in a program without mom and dad supervising every step of the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're all a product of what our parents do, right? In some way, shape, or form, either going against it or going with it, one way or the other. We're going to be influenced by that. And what's really a challenge, I think, just like big picture, because like, as I've said, our experience, mine is a little different than a lot because my program is smart enough to set the standard in advance. So these are things that are not acceptable, and here are the steps if this stuff starts to happen.
There's repercussions?
Yeah, and they almost never happen.
Because the standard, people believe the standard.
And because the few times that it has happened, there's follow-through.
It's just like parenting.
It's not an empty threat. But then also what happens is the parents enjoy it more.
Oh, yeah. It takes the pressure off of them.
Just be a fan.
Yeah.
Do not coach your kid from the stands. It's not helping.
Yeah.
When they're in the batter's box or they're at the free throw line or they're lining up under center, don't shout out instructions. You're not helping. You're making it worse. Think about being at work and having somebody doing that to you while you're trying to do your job.
Steve does it to me all the time.
I know.
He's always up
That's
that
why
window.
I'm ranting about this.
Steve. Come on, Steve. He's always up at that window with signs and Sharpies saying, reset Kevin Wheeler.
It's way more fun to be a fan
Yeah.
than to try to be a coach or an umpire from the stands.
You're blessed if you're on a team where the coaches and the program sets that standard that allows you to be a fan, for
This
sure.
is from the text line. It says, I agree with Wheeler, but doesn't having a winning attitude and drive also go a long way in motivation to compete and play harder and try harder?
Define that. What does that mean? And I'm asking the listener, not you. So yeah, but that
You're not saying don't care about winning.
No.
You're saying it's not the only thing. Like you could play
Winning-
really crappy baseball and win every game.
So winning is a result. It's not part of the process. Learning to win is just being good at what you're doing. And when you have a lot of players that are good at what they're doing, they can all catch a ground ball and make a throw. They can all hit the cutoff man. They can all put a ball in play with a runner on third base and less than 2 outs. You'll win. Learning to win is simply learning to be a better player. So can I make the pass that I need to make, the little extra pass for the layup instead of taking the hard shot? Can I read the defense as a quarterback and make a good decision and get the ball to the guy that it's supposed to be? That's how you win. Winning is a result. It is not a step in the process. So if you focus on skills, now the work ethic is big, and you'll tell that because you can tell by how hard somebody wants to work. Are they doing extra on their own? Do they have the drive to get into the weight room when they reach the age where that's a thing to do? That's how you're going to measure work ethic and desire and effort. But the outcome of the games is simply an outcome of all of those other things stacked together. And I know that people, I've been in sports radio for 30 years. People do this all the time. Like, well, this young team, the young Cardinals need to learn to win. No, they don't. They just need more players to get good. And as you see more players get good.
They've made it this far.
No, as you see more players get better, they get better. It's not a miracle thing. It's not some kind of psychology. There is psychology, but like it's a stacking of all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So let me play devil's advocate and say, if you have no aspirations for your kids to even play college, isn't winning now really the only thing that matters?
No. In that case, what matters is having fun.
Yes, but isn't it more fun to win?
Winning is fun, but it's not fun when it's coming with mom and dad yelling in the background. Get your elbow up, follow through. Like that's not fun either.
You've been watching me at my son's game.
Look.
Stop dropping your hands.
And if coaches are doing that, well, the coaches have spoken this language with their players. But even I'm not going to stand there with my kid, one of my hitters in the box and shout out mechanical instructions to him because you don't have time. You need to see the ball and hit the ball, and that's all you have time for. Practice is for those other things.
FR2U on YouTube commented, an MLB player I knew said that, don't yell at me while I'm going to bat. It's like taking a test and I need to concentrate.
Yes!
I'm trying to do math here, guys.
Yes, don't heckle your own kid accidentally.
You got more texts?
One more text.
Well, hold on. Let's get it
Okay.
when we come back here.
Sure.
If you want to join the text line, hurry because Kevin's got to go do KMOX here in a second with Dave Glover. 314-241-9797. Kevin Wheeler, KMOX sports broadcaster, co-host of the Dave Glover Show on KMOX. And 20 years, decades in coaching youth sports with the STL Gamers. He's with us. We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage. Stewie, my friend, two-time bagel loan user myself. He is the guy who has the bagel loan, which comes with no closing costs when you get a new mortgage or a mortgage refinance. You can Google the bagel loan to find out all the details that I'm going to talk to you about right now. But there is an incredible opportunity for you right now if you're looking to get a new home. If you're looking to purchase a new home and secure a 30-year loan, do it with the bagel loan where you pay nothing in closing costs. But Stewie right now is making you an incredible offer, and you're going to want to contact him right away to secure it for yourself. Purchasing a new home, he's going to offer you for the first year of that 30-year loan a 1% decrease on the rate you're going to pay for that first year. It's an awesome opportunity, and it's only at Stewart's American Mortgage. You can call or text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. And tell Stewie that Annie sent you. Google the Bagel Loan for all the information you need. And remember, the Bagel Loan comes with $0 in closing costs. Not rolled into the loan, not something you have to pay over time. He takes care of it for you. Call or text 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
2026 is an election year, and 97.1 FM Talk will be your home for every twist and turn in the 2026 midterms. 97.1 FM Talk. Keep it here for radio coverage that's 25 years strong.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. When someone comes to us for an on-the-job injury, we have a huge workers' compensation practice. But many times we find a defective product that was responsible for that injury. Luckily for them, we have a product liability section headed by my son, Mike. In addition to the comp case, there is a product case too. Other times, the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases, and in some cases need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down data center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We got Kevin Wheeler in studio with us. He's a KMOX sports broadcaster, co-host of the Dave Glover Show on KMOX, at Kevin Wheeler 94 on X. Ryan, you got some more texts to read from the text line?
Yeah, got a couple stories from a person who says they help run the Little League in Staunton, Illinois. But ultimately, the point that they make at the end of the stories is, to me, the culture problem is adults thinking it's okay to scream and curse at kids umpiring because they made a bad call.
What about kids umpiring?
Yeah, I don't see a lot of that in the levels that I'm at. But you see it with younger kids, right? You'll see that with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds where you'll have like a 17-year-old. Don't yell at the teenagers. They're teenagers.
Like, what's the matter with adults?
I don't know. That's pretty much the problem with everything in the world. We adults mess everything up.
What's the matter with people? What do you think about drinking alcohol at these youth games?
So
he loves it.
No,
he's like the favorite thing to do.
I personally have not witnessed it be a major issue. I've never seen a big incident involving it at a tournament or at a game or whatever.
Heard about it?
Oh, definitely heard about it. I had never heard of this as a thing, like selling alcohol at youth sporting events or people bringing it.
I was going to say, I think there's a lot more.
Until I moved to St. Louis. My whole life before that, I never learned it.
St. Louis barbecue, the Arch, and booze at youth events.
Yeah, I had not seen it before then, but I mean, I've seen it now for the last 20 years. It's fine as long as nobody's being stupid.
It's like, this is why we can't have
Sometimes
nice things.
when you're watching games, you're like, oh, man, I need a drink.
I need a beer.
I don't mind having one in the dugout once in a while with some of the way the games go. But it's not, look, it's like anything else. Anybody that's being chill and normal, it's fine.
I do feel like it's a perfect example of where we need to, as a society, get back to shaming people. Well, we've been so soft on like calling out bad behavior because you don't want to, like people need to express themselves or whatever. But if somebody around you is acting foolish, the best antidote is being like, you're acting foolish. You're publicly embarrassing yourself. Maybe knock it off.
Yeah.
Like if peers, that's like with my kids.
Sometimes if you're going to do that, though, you better be ready for fighting.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Because some people are going to escalate, man.
I'm going to add to it.
Yeah.
Win the fight. If someone's going to, at some point, we have to self-regulate society to get back to a better norm of what is acceptable behavior, which was the original text I sent you. Because I was asking you, like, are we at a point where we just accept this type of officiating at a higher level, 16U, as far as youth sports go, he's almost an adult. Maybe it's time where it's like, this is just the way it is. Or is there a process? And you said that there is kind of a process. It's not me as mom sitting at the game going, you stop.
Yeah, no, that's not going to fix anything. That'll make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do is try to talk to organizers of leagues, tournaments, whatever it is.
Does that go anywhere?
No, typically not, because if it gets to the point where they have to choose between having enough umpires to staff their events and pleasing the parents, well, then they're gonna staff because they have to. And it's also a lot of it is about how it's done. So like, I have had obviously a lot of interactions with umpires. 99.9% of them are very positive. And that's part of it, too, is, if you get to know people, that's where you can have the good conversations. And I don't even mean like buddy-buddy, like, hey, we know each other away from the field. Just like friendly conversations, interactions, so that you can say, hey, something's going on here, guys. We need that. We need you to be better at that or whatever without it escalating. But then when it becomes 25 voices, it's hard for it to not escalate.
Texter here says, I know for a fact college coaches know which kids have insane parents, and it can cost that kid an opportunity.
It can. It will. There's always a sliding scale. The more talented you are, the more wiggle room there is. So if all of that's going on,
that's life, kids.
And I know, right? But the point is,
sucks.
If you throw 90 plus and you can hit a ball 100 miles an hour off the bat, they'll look over some things. But if you're just like everyone else, that's a mark against you.
Yeah.
And you don't want marks against you because it's way easier to get knocked off a list than put on a list.
We got like less than 90 seconds here, Kevin. But do you feel like youth sports teaches the lessons kids need to learn even if they don't go pro?
Absolutely.
And absolutely. To me, like as mom, that's why I want my kids to participate.
You're learning to work with other people. You're learning to deal with adversity. You're learning to deal with frustration and try to continue through.
You got to earn it in sports.
Which is your life, right? In life. If you can't deal with adversity, if you don't ever get any of it, it's going to be hard once it starts to come. So, and work ethic, putting something towards a long-term goal and sticking with it, absolutely.
Bad umpires are part of that.
Absolutely. You do not need to go play college baseball or volleyball or basketball or play pro. I think it benefits everyone. And it doesn't have to be sports. My sister was a competitive dancer. Same exact thing. Yeah. Same exact thing. Can be music, can be whatever. But the effort is what gets you where you need to go.
That's how Ryan Wiggins got here. His pro volleyball career.
I thought it was the dancing.
That was Plan B.
Yeah.
He got nervous. He got nervous. He didn't know you knew about that part of his life.
I hid that.
Yeah.
I was going to make some really raunchy jokes, and then I realized there's like 10 seconds left.
And two ladies in the room, one of which is you can't see right now. I'm not referring to the other guys as ladies. Thanks, Kevin Wheeler.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Come back again. We'd love to have you. We'll be right back.
Really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-619-3377. That's 800-619-3377. 800-619-3377.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. I want to encourage you to reach out to Matt Hayes at 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900 because you got that leaky basement. That rain is in the forecast right now. You get a little clenched up when that happens because you know that rain water is going to make it into your home, into your foundation. And it's not helping matters when it does. You know who can help? Matt Hayes. And his great team at Home Shield Foundation Repair, a St. Louis owned and operated business. Waiting for your phone call. You can visit their website to learn about all the foundation repair services that they offer. Just visit HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. For something as big as a waterproofing of your basement and as simple, fix it in a day as uneven concrete on your walkways and patios, they can fix that as well. Reach out to Home Shield Foundation Repair at 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. Visit them right now online at HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the politician's Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside Forward 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, allowing a minority of the most liberal statewide voters in one district to effectively end our power to stop corruption and out-of-control spending and taxing.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom. 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the politicians' Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
KFTK FM Florissant.
An Odyssey station.
His next move on Iran is not yet known. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. But President Trump has said he's considering a massive attack, a major escalation.
One sign, perhaps, of a bigger battle ahead on the horizon. A number of mayors of Israeli cities have opened up bomb shelters across the country. They usually do that when the threat level has been raised. It is raised now.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Tel Aviv. There's also been a reported surge in U.S. assets to the region.
It's a surge not only in material, but also things like medics to Germany, that there is a range of options for the president with 50,000 forces in the region.
Iran keeps attacking U.S. Gulf allies despite nearly 2 weeks of U.S. strikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu now scheduled to meet with the president at the White House Tuesday, when he also plans to attend a memorial for Senator Lindsey Graham. Just getting word the Democratic Party wants to keep South Carolina as the lead-off primary for the 2028 presidential race, a change first made during President Biden's re-election bid in 2024. The decision by a DNC Rules Committee still needs approval from the full organization. The Republican calendar has so far kept the traditional lineup led by Iowa and New Hampshire. President Trump now warning of new tariffs on the EU in response to fines on U.S. tech companies.
Responding to a $1 billion fine the European Union is charging Google, President Trump is warning the EU will pay a very big price for illegal and unethical conduct. Writing on social media, a substantial tariff will be placed on them at the earliest possible moment. The EU fined Google for violating its Digital Markets Act, accusing the company of giving preferential treatment to its own services over those of third parties. Google warns the fine will force the search engine to strip away features Europeans love, like instant pricing and hotel, flight, and restaurant information.
Fox's Jared Halpern. America is listening to Fox News.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Fun conversation with Kevin Wheeler in the first hour here. Kevin Wheeler with Camo X and the Dave Glover Show about youth sports and kind of the culture around it. I asked you earlier, Ryan, if you had any regrets as a parent. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. If I have any regrets as a parent at one of my kids' sporting events, and we could discuss that a little bit more. And we'll take your texts as well. But the YouTube live chat poll for today is how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? I think that this is something that people are afraid to talk about. We're talking in the first hour about culture and how people act around youth sporting events. And listen, if you've got kids, you know that your behavior when it comes to your children, it transforms you into a person that maybe initially you don't recognize. Am I right?
Yeah, especially at the beginning. I didn't know some of that competitiveness was still in me.
It's almost inflamed when it's about your child and not you, because you don't have any control, the fact that you don't have the ability to go in and perform or do the thing or whatever it might be. It's your kid, especially like you said at the beginning, you will notice yourself doing some things that you didn't know you were capable of having those kind of emotions.
Yeah. On the high end and the low end. Because
that's
if your kid does something that's really good, I mean, I remember going to my son's first real competitive soccer game, not just like rec where they're just running around in circles.
When it air quotes
mattered. When it kind of was like, oh, this is a real game. There's a ref, because it would just be the parents up until then, just kind of making sure the ball didn't get out of bounds. But watching a real game, sort of, and watching my son compete in a real game, even though he's in kindergarten, I was like, oh my gosh, that was the most exciting thing I think I've ever seen. And I still remember it.
And that sounds crazy, but it's actually real.
Oh, yeah. Very real.
There's nothing about that is hyperbole.
No, because look, that was almost 10 years ago now for me. Not quite, 8 years ago or so. And I still remember that moment because I realized, oh my gosh, I'm having this dad thing happen. And I think my wife was too. She was having that happen for the first time because we were both over emotional about this stupid little kindergarten game that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things at all. But we were very excited about it. So that was the high end.
It's kind of like an out-of-body experience.
Kind of. Because you just are surprised by how, in that sense, it was just how excited we got. Because it wasn't bad. It was all good. It was just... We were just...
You don't know the joy that you can... Wow, the capacity that you have for joy for this thing that isn't yours.
No, you really don't. And it snuck up on me.
Yeah. I completely understand that. I don't know if it's... I think it's really easy to go back and blame COVID for a lot of things. We definitely shifted culturally during COVID, but the everybody gets a trophy thing, when did that start happening?
Oh, that's
mid-2000s?
Yeah,
aughts?
Probably.
I don't know. I'm always keenly aware of I think that there are certain things that happened and developed because it's really just the time that I started paying attention. So it's not like said thing developed at a certain point in time. Maybe I just started paying attention and noticed it, but it's been going on for generations.
Right.
But regarding affordability, I don't think we live in a culture, society, timeline, whatever it is, where the default expectation of what anybody is entitled to, I don't think we live in a rational place there. I think that the expectation of, I deserve fill in the blank. Ask yourself this question right now. What do you think that the typical, let's just do Midwestern American 19-year-old thinks they deserve?
Midwestern 19-year-old.
What kind of things do they think that they deserve just because? Now think back and compare that to what you maybe expected or thought you deserved at 19, but then go back to our parents' generation, which is the boomers, and then just go one more to the greatest generation.
Okay. I'll say that I think that they think they deserve a car. They deserve a college education, and they deserve soon, if not at that moment, a very prestigious, well-paying job.
I want to open the phone lines and ask the listeners the same question. 314-241-9797. It's the same thing as the text line, which you can also send us, 314-241-9797. Compare what that 19-year-old thinks they deserve today to maybe what you expected when you were 19. And I don't know how old you are, but if we take part in this study as people who are in our 40s, we were 19 in the late 90s and the early 2000s, which I think is a very different time than today. But also we grew up in a time that was very different than what our parents did and our grandparents. You can call us at 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. And let's talk about this question we're asking today about the affordability issue. Because I do think that there are a lot of people who are struggling with affordability. But I don't know that the majority of people who are struggling with this, I don't know if it's a majority or not. I think there is a measurable percentage of people who are concerned with the affordability of things who are still getting their $8 coffees and maybe paying for 7 different TV subscription services and paying a $500 a month car note. So listen, if you want to spend all your money on coffee and Netflix and a brand new car, I don't really care. But societally, Americans should clearly understand that's your problem. Where you ask government to come in and start providing a quality education, paid for quality health care, all of these types of things, a great job. That's just not how it works. And I say this as somebody who is in practice right now, working. Now I've got 2 kids in high school at a Lutheran high school. It costs tuition. It costs money to do that. I have to find money elsewhere to make that happen. And not something I would normally talk about on the air, but I think it's actually an issue that a lot of people are facing right now is how do I make my money work? And the reason why I asked this question today at the YouTube poll is because, I normally get my big Scooters drink. I would get this every day. I have all summer. I quit getting my coffee because I want to make sure that I can afford first the things that I need to afford. And then when I need to get a coffee, if I can afford it, I get it. And I so much so that you'll see on the top of I love the Scooters in Glen Carbon. They're my favorite. Look what they wrote on the top of my cup today. My son went and ordered it. I wasn't even there.
Oh.
My son went and ordered it and picked it up for me so that I could get here on time today. And they wrote on the top of my cup, "We heart and miss you." Because I would go there a lot, and I realized I need to pull back on my daily coffee for right now. I'm going back to it. As soon as I get the tuition bills paid and everything, I'm going back to get the coffee. But I have had to pull back on it, and I've realized that it's when you start looking at all of the things that we're spending money on here and there, everything's got a subscription, that things do become more affordable when you make smarter choices.
I am going to take a very interesting and somewhat opposing view of you, what you're saying.
Do I get more coffee?
No.
Oh.
Well, actually, yes. Actually, in my view, you do get more coffee because I actually don't think that those things are really what's causing the problems. I'm not saying they can't be cut.
The question is how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? Where are you at on this?
I'm going to lean toward almost none.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
It is a hot take, and I'll tell you what it's based on. Do we have callers? I don't want to
Mike,
subvert them.
I'm going to get to Mike here in a second.
Okay.
And if people want to get on at 314-241-9797, I have time here to take phone calls on this, to agree with you, to agree with me, or disagree. So tell us your point. 314-241-9797. If you want to join Mike, Mike's going to be our first call.
Real quickly here, as a person who owns properties and has people renting from him, which I do, I've seen quite a few people who are just struggling to get by. They can't buy a house. They're in a bad financial situation. One of the reasons they're renting. And the majority of them, not all of them, because some of them I've seen, you're making bad financial decisions when I come in. I see what you're spending your money on. But I would say 9 out of 10 of them are not. We have a high standard of living. So if you want to sacrifice certain things, there aren't a lot of things that you can sacrifice in today's society that kind of keep you up with everything. You can't just not have a car for the most part if you live in the Midwest.
Yeah, but what car?
That's very true. But I'm not seeing these people buying expensive cars. They're just getting something to get them from point A to point B, or a phone, internet, things like that. I'm not walking into these places and seeing, they've got lavish, purses and clothes and things. So I just don't see that being the source of the problem. I think the inflation that we experienced for mainly 4 years is still the problem.
So you would say you're sticking with none?
I'm going to stick with. I'm
none
not
to
going to
some.
say none to some,
So
because there's a little bit there with most people. We could all cut a little bit.
You're basically saying it's not none.
I just don't think that it's going to really change your lifestyle that much. So I lean none.
314-241-9797. I don't take calls very much on the show, but we're going to do that today. We'll also take text messages at 314-241-9797. We're going to start here with Mike. Mike, thanks for calling the show. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending?
I think a whole bunch.
A bunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think that?
Well, kids nowadays don't want to work when I started working in 1979 as a bricklayer, I made $2.90 an hour. Now these kids get paid, $20 an hour to get started as an apprentice bricklayer. So, I don't know.
Thanks, Mike, for the phone call. I appreciate it. Now, I would, if you should type it into Grok or something like that. Adjusted for inflation, what is in 1979? $2 an hour. Adjusted for inflation, what is that in 2026? Because if people are getting $20 an hour right now, maybe that's just because everything costs a lot more. How much did a cheeseburger cost or a loaf of bread cost in 1979? I don't know the answer to that. We'll find out here. 314-241-9797. Marion, thank you for calling the Annie Frey Show. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending?
I think a lot of it is preventable overspending. When I was trying to afford a house and then afford tuition for my kids, we didn't get $8 coffees. We didn't get $100 haircuts. We didn't get mani-pedis. The first time I had my manicure was when I went to mom prom with one of my sons. So I think we need to figure out what we need and what we want. We don't need $100 haircuts and $8 coffees.
Yeah. Marion, thank you.
And yes, houses cost too much, but you can afford them if you have to.
Marion, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. I'm glad she mentioned nails. They're like, nails is just something that it's like you got to brush your teeth and you got to get your nails done, but you don't.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, that is a good example of something that could easily be cut for no reason.
Let's see here. Daniel is our next caller up. We're going to take a quick break here. We've got more phone calls coming in. Jump in line. We've got 2 lines open, 314-241-9797. How much are we overspending? Everyone's talking about affordability. How much is it because we are a culture that just doesn't make smarter decisions with the money that we do have? 314-241-9797. Plus, the text line is open at the same number, 314-241-9797. Don't go away.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4333. 314-887-4333. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-887-4333.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Bob and Tammy Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group, to learn how to create your worry-free retirement. We'll meet August 11th at the DoubleTree Hotel in Chesterfield at 6:30. Here are Bob and Tammy with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and wondering how to turn your 401k and IRA into a worry-free retirement? Would you like to learn the strategies that give you market growth but protects you from market losses at the same time?
Would you like to get a free personalized retirement income plan? And did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to create a worry-free retirement? If you're 59 and a half or older, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Have a worry-free retirement. Join the official financial advisors of my show, Bob and Tammy Kershaw, at the DoubleTree Hotel in Chesterfield, Tuesday, August 11th at 6:30. Go to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show, the YouTube live chat poll for today. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable? Consumer overspending. We've got phone calls lined up here, text messages coming in as well at 314-241-9797. That's the call and the text line. Let's start with Daniel. Daniel, thank you for calling the Annie Frey Show. How much do you think of this affordability concern people have is because they're spending too much?
I'd say it's about 20% on the consumer side.
But a vast majority of it, almost all of it, I agree with Ryan, is the government that's actively destroying the currency right now.
What do you think, like what issues governmentally, are there certain policies you think that have been put in place, or are you thinking there are ways that they need to steer a different direction to try to reel that back in?
Yeah, so, and I totally understand conservatives are trying to do damage control, but, you know, when we let millions of people in the country, those people need homes, legally or illegally, right? It just increases the amount of demand. And apparently, I'm 27, right? I just turned 27. So apparently in 2008, a lot of home builders went out of business, and there's not a lot of home builders anymore because there's a ton of regulation at that too. So it's almost impossible unless you're a big company already to become a home builder. So there's less competition. And then you've got NIMBYs, which I totally get it. You spent $500,000 on a house. You don't want an apartment complex or a condo complex next to your neighborhood, or even more neighborhoods, because you like your special little, you know, town or whatever. But all of those combined make housing almost impossible. But I say there is still a way for people my age to win. It's just you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices, which is what I do right now.
Talk to me about, okay, I appreciate that thoughtful response regarding the 80% you were saying is the government's fault. And I think that, supply and demand certainly comes into play here. And you've articulated that very well. The 20% being on, that you've said, is on the average consumer, especially if you're 28 years old, Daniel, and you probably are assessing, your funds. What do I need? First and foremost, and what do I want? And hopefully at 28, you're able to start affording a few of those wants comfortably and proudly. Where do you see your generation in that 20% of overspending, and where do you maybe see people pulling back a little bit?
So I think there's a lot of vices that people young, my age, tend to go for. They'll buy the nicer car, right, instead of the regular car. Like I overspent on my car. I bought a Honda because of the Honda. Is it a lot more expensive than another brand car? Yes, but I'm paying for the quality, right? But people my age will max out and get like a $50,000, barely can afford BMW 3 Series, right? To look cool or whatever, be car poor. Or they'll have a ton of subscriptions, right? I have a couple subscriptions. I have a nice gaming computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those graphics cards are not cheap, but those are something special, right? But I don't. But that's what I mean. Like you got.
Have you earned them though? I mean, I would imagine that. To me, that's the type of thing, especially in your late 20s. You can start saying, "I'm not ready to go splurge here, but I've worked my tail off and I'm paying my bills, and I'd like to have the nicer graphics card in my gaming computer." Especially if you've earned it, you appreciate it more.
Oh yeah. You really start to understand like how much work really means. And like, what else? I mean, like, I could have bought a more expensive car, but I went with a cheap $30,000 Honda Civic, right? Because it's going to last me until I'm like 50.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole point.
That's what I keep hearing about them.
Right.
Yeah, completely. Well, Daniel, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling and sharing your insight on it. We appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care. Bye-bye. Tim, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. Your thoughts on the affordability issue facing Americans. Are we overspending as a society?
I think the majority can get what they need. They just can't get what they want.
Yeah.
They could get the $200,000 home, but they want the $500,000 home. They can get a $15,000, $20,000 vehicle, but they want the $40,000 or $50,000 credit vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things I always tell people is the best thing you can do is get rid of credit cards, or not credit cards, but debit cards. Use credit cards with points. To give you an example, when my wife and I moved to our new house, we had enough points on a credit card to buy a new refrigerator, new washer, dryer, and new oven. Furnish that house like that. Whenever my wife wants furniture, she says, okay, we got to start using the IKEA card.
Yeah.
Credit card. You can get a lot of free stuff just off of that and reduce your expenses that way. So you can get what you need. And then once you have what you need, you work on what you want. But people, these younger people, they want to go with what they want and not what they need. And my wife stayed at home which is invaluable, taking care of the kids for 25 years. I was the only one that worked. We sent both our kids to a private school. We bought our home. We paid for 4 vehicles, and we sent both our sons to college on one income, not over 100,000. It's doable, but you do have to make sacrifices.
Tim,
you can't go out.
How long ago was that? How long ago was college? How long ago were you able to do all of that?
Like the youngest one's still in college.
Yeah, and so you're still doing it?
It's going on now.
That's incredible.
Yes, this is going on now. It can be done. And when I hate when people say you got this affordability. No, the affordability is on you. You can afford. Most people can't afford what they need. They can't afford what they want, and they want to get. Instead of going from what you need, get what you need first, then go after what you want. And that's what my wife and I did. We bought a small home, then we bought a bigger home.
Thank you for the call, Tim. I appreciate it. And I mean, all I hear oozing from Tim's phone call is discipline, like self-discipline. You know, even when you're talking about using IKEA cards to get points to buy furniture, you better pay those off every month, because if you can do that, then that is a brilliant strategy. If you don't and you're paying interest, that's not a workable strategy, and it'll bite you in the butt in the end. But if you're disciplined, more power to you. It's a good thought. Let's go to Lori real quick. Lori, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. How much of this affordability issue are you feeling is overspending?
I think it's the government that's overspending, because I feel Democrats are spending more money to help the illegals out rather than U.S. citizens.
That's
because they care more about them than they do us.
Well, I mean, that is happening. That is
Lori,
a fact.
did you just call to talk to Ryan Wiggins? That is a Ryan Wiggins point through and through. Lori, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. That's kind of what Daniel was talking about, too.
Yeah.
We did have a flood of people come in this country. As he said, they do need a place to live. I think they do. I think they should go back to their home and then welcome back when you come through the process the legal way. No problem with immigrants. Just do it through the process. And if we need to refine the process, let's talk about it. But you can't shirk the process and the law because you don't like it. We certainly can't do that as citizens. But the amount of money that is being spent, obviously, on many people, as Lori points out, that are here illegally, is eating up a lot of resources.
Yeah, that is a fact. And I will cite a Fed study from Dallas that just came out about 2 weeks ago that said that that illegal immigration drove up home prices and then also killed wage growth simultaneously.
Because they work for a fraction of the amount of money.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's like indentured servitude. And it's a very, very, gosh, the way you can liken the Democrats clinging to the idea of this type of cheap labor, it feels very, I don't know, 1850s-ish. But let's just move on here. Tom, one last call before we take a quick break. Tom, thanks for calling the Annie Frey Show. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending?
I'd say at least. I hate to agree with Ryan, but I agree with him too on what the generation today expects compared to what we did. I was going to say 30 to 40% is probably preventable. When I graduated high school in '75, all I wanted was a chance, and now all I expected was a chance and an opportunity, and now they expect a nice car, a nice job. Right off the bat. I remember my first raise, and I'll make this quick. My first raise, I felt, I saw it on my paycheck, and I felt so good all weekend, like I was really finally accomplishing something, improving myself. And then I found out Sunday afternoon that they had raised the minimum wage. But,
you walked a little taller there for 48 hours.
I did. I threw that football on Sunday afternoon a little bit straighter. But you might remember me as T-shirt Tom.
Oh, yeah.
I just picked up 20 soccer tournament shirts for $1 each, and I'm going to distribute them to some guys in a halfway house. I'm still doing it, Annie.
That's
and
great.
You're still doing it. We love you guys. And please don't tell my family I agreed with Ryan on anything.
Nobody knows.
I'll tell your family.
Nobody knows.
Give me your family's phone numbers and social security
Love
numbers.
you guys. I love this show on Sunday, too.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, knock it off,
Yeah,
Tom.
let's keep going here.
Flag his calls, Ethan. What are you even doing out there?
That's
Gosh.
great. I don't know that he actually did agree with he
Tom
probably
might be your biggest fan.
Well, he was agreeing when I said what does the average 19-year-old expect out of life? But my argument about affordability is that a lot of what we're experiencing right now is that we've gotten used to a certain level of life in America. And I remember my aunt and uncle, who are both gone now, in the 50s saying, man, when we first started out, when we were first married, we would eat basically ham sandwiches for every meal. Well, that's just not what we expect now.
But if we've gotten out over our skis, I think the value of having the conversation of, do we tighten the belt a little bit? It's not instead of the government getting their act together. So the reason why I wanted to ask this question is because it's very simple for us as a news conservative talk show to come on here and talk about what the government needs to do to get out of our way, blah, blah, blah. But I think as being fiscally responsible people, we have to look inward too and ask ourselves, is there anything I could be doing here? Am I budgeting the way the government budgets, which is, I'll just borrow that money and pay it back later? You know, that type of thing, because I think that's happening. I've had to look inward, and I feel like I've done that as well. And I think it's worthy of a conversation. When I mentioned this on the show earlier, I think it was this week, I got multiple people feeding back saying, thank you for questioning how we are spending our own money. So here we go. Go vote in the YouTube poll and tell us how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending. And we'd love your texts, 314-241-9797, as well as your Ask Us Anything questions. We'll do that in 2 o'clock hour. Ethan, Sports and Local, next.
Hurt in a motorcycle accident? You need someone who knows St. Louis, who's about St. Louis. You need Kaufman Townsley, your hometown injury lawyers. We're here for real people with real results. Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis Injury Lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
In the race for state senate, candidate Tricia Burns is missing votes. In just 4 years, Tricia Burns has missed over 400 votes in the Missouri House. Tricia Burns just didn't show up to vote 400 times. Like the vote blocking China from buying our farmland? Tricia Burns, absent. Banning DEI in state government? Absent. Ending taxpayer-funded abortion? Burns, absent. When conservative values were on the line, Tricia Burns went missing 400 times.
Mike Deering for state senate, he shows up and fights for us. For our farmers, for our families, for the conservative values that built Missouri.
I'm Mike Deering. I'll fight to protect our conservative values, and I'll be there every single time.
Mike Deering for state senate, showing out to fight for our conservative values. Paid for by friends of Mike Deering, Megan Kaiser, Treasurer.
License number GL2500615.
Hey, Dad, what causes drains to clog?
Grease, hair, soap scum, and tree roots.
Tree roots?
This town has old pipes and big trees. They find each other.
They grow inside pipes?
They bust into pipes.
Whoa.
Once they're in, the water stops flowing.
Can we fix it?
The big green grasser machine can fix any clog.
Green is always grasser at grasserhomeservices.com.
We've been asking you today how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending. Like, how much are we just overspending and we don't need to spend? Here's a text that says, I think the answer is none, at least for me. I work 60 hours a week and have side jobs mowing grass. I have a phone and a car, a house payment. That's pretty much it. I don't turn the AC past 82. I try to save on the bill. I think prices soared during COVID and never came back down. But the government is killing the dollar value. Ooh, let us know what you think. It is 1:36. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Happy birthday, America, in 2026. Get used to hearing the word semi-quincentennial. America 250 on 97.1 FM Talk. Sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center. This segment of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by All Financial.
Hold up. Check it out. Sports and local.
Little Donnie's Daily Chore.
Hi, Ethan. That's you.
Hi, Ethan.
You make this feel like a chore, Ryan.
Thank you.
How we doing, guys?
All right. How are you? Are you prepared, or are you typing stuff in your computer?
I am extremely prepared.
Okay.
It is a very big weekend for people like Ryan.
What does that mean?
You'll have to be more specific.
Yeah. Is it a candy fest? Did they solve
naked
diabetes?
the World Naked Bike Ride is returning to St. Louis this week.
Oh, yeah.
This time you can do it legally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love doing this, but, you know, it always gets... No, man, I was going to make a really dirty joke.
This is the second time
You
you've
still
censored
can.
yourself on this show today. What is your problem?
I'll say this, but I'll just move away from the mic a little bit so it feels like I kind of hid the joke. I love the naked bike ride, but it always gets caught in the spokes.
Oh, God.
He's talking about his toes. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, my toe.
Returning
They always say wear
to
closed-toe shoes on those bike
Yeah, they
riders.
do, but you got to go naked. So shoes or clothes.
this Saturday, the 2026 Naked Bike Ride, featuring cyclists traveling several miles through highly visible areas
What are we
of the
raising
city
money for?
while raising little to no clothing. What are they raising money for?
Why are we doing this?
Good question.
I don't think they have a lot of charity in mind.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's something associated, but it's probably like a nude LLC.
Let's see. Their website does say that there are some partners.
What?
Which companies
I
are
bet
supporting
there's some
this?
partners.
Four Hands Brewing Company.
Four hands.
They're supporting the nudity.
They are the
Hands up here.
presenting sponsor.
Yeah.
It says year after year. This isn't just a one-time thing
Got
for
to
them.
be a cause.
Oh, let's see what else. What is Handlebar? Handlebar is sponsoring. That looks like it's a bike
Probably
company.
a bar. Oh.
Electric bike themed pub is what that is. And it looks like that is their only sponsors.
So it's just
Not
it's
the
just
sponsors. What's
for the love of the
cause?
game.
Let's see. Their
cause.
Want to Help tab. What does that say online?
They're not helping anyone. This isn't even
they're
for
helping
a charity.
themselves.
It says online that the event cost about $18,000 to run.
Why?
Insurance,
Power
rental, printing, promo, bike parking rental, permits, security escorts,
Security
stage
escorts.
rental.
Okay, can I read Grok to you?
Please do.
Question, the prompt is, what is the nude bike ride in St. Louis a fundraiser for?
Okay.
In bold, it is not a fundraiser for an external charity. The St. Louis World Naked Bike Ride is primarily a clothing optional protest and awareness event.
Protest of what?
Its
Clothing,
core
duh.
focuses, per the official site and coverage, are highlighting cyclists' vulnerability and rights on the road. Like, do you see me now? That's kind of, I don't know. Protesting dependence on oil pollution-based transportation.
What?
Promoting body positivity and positive body image, and celebrating people-powered transportation. These are all up Ryan Wiggins' alley. That's why he keeps getting caught in the spokes.
This feels like they filled in the blanks after they decided to ride bikes naked.
Do you think that they'll use the new green bike paths this year in the city?
No.
No? You don't think so?
I think they'll just they're protesting anything.
It is run annually in St. Louis since 2007. Riders go, quote, as bare as you dare. Full nudity is at participants' own risk due to local laws. Body paint, costumes, and partially covering are common. The event is free to attend. Oh, but it'll cost you. Volunteer run and explicitly zero profit. Just exactly the way the Democrats want it.
Question.
Organizers solicit donations solely to cover operational costs, roughly $18,000 for insurance permits, security, stage power, printing, etc. With some local sponsors, any merchandise or related proceeds also support keeping the event going. In short, awareness protest ride focused on cycling, environment, and body positivity, not a traditional charity fundraiser.
I've clicked on every single tab on the website.
What are you looking for?
Except for media. I'm a little scared to click on media. That one concerns me a little bit. Gonna
It's
stay away
all
from
of
that
the
one.
St. Louis media personalities participating.
Question. Would you
And
rather
Ryan Wiggins
see
is at the
a
top of the
naked
list.
Is
bike
Mark
ride?
Cox on there?
Would you rather see a naked bike ride or a naked run? Answer depends on how attractive they are.
Always. It's like going to a nude beach, as I've heard, is never what you think it is.
I wouldn't think it is, yeah. I would think that one of the funnest things you could do with the naked bike ride is find a place on the side where you know it's going by and just boo.
Ew. Oh, God.
Boo. Oh, well, it was okay. Boo.
There, for those that are interested in going and want
Do
to
it, but,
hang
like,
out with
Dressed up as a ghost.
Body positivity.
Dressed up as a bear and be like, I'm bareback too.
Okay.
for
All
those
right.
for those that are interested in hanging out with Wiggins, you can gather at 4:00 in front of Handlebar in the Grove. There'll be a costume contest at 420. See,
What
I don't
kind of costume?
I don't understand this.
It's like mustaches.
It's a naked bike ride. What are we? This feels
Best
like
eyewear?
it's a body evaluation contest.
That guy must be a
basically.
pirate. He's got a patch
Yeah,
on.
but if it's a body positivity event, you can't win it if you look good.
Then how do you have a costume contest? It's a naked
accessories.
bike ride.
Do I have to clap for really ugly people who are naked if I'm into body positivity?
You have to, and you have to look like you mean it.
If you're into body positivity, then yeah, the whole thing is
Can I clap
you have a
for
great
pretty
body,
people,
even if
too?
you don't. What?
Or can I only clap for ugly people?
Can we have body positivity without knowing all the square footage?
No.
Mm.
You gotta see him naked.
You're like,
gotta see the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I'm positive we need
hard
it now.
to tell here. Gonna need you to strip down for
Yeah.
me so I can be super positive
And
about
they
how
take it
I feel
off.
about
You
this.
just go, all right, good for you.
Oh, here we go. We got some categories for the costume contest. Grooviest moves.
Okay,
I don't know
so
how
there's
that makes
dancing?
sense.
That's not
Cutest
not a costume.
crew.
Cutest?
Hairiest human.
Ew.
I get that.
Dopest DIY. And most outlandish.
What are we doing? Oh, never mind.
The ride starts at 6 o'clock sharp. Don't be late. And live entertainment
otherwise they'll
gets
judge
underway
you.
at 8 o'clock. Street festivities
It's the one
end
thing
at
they
11
judge you
o'clock.
for. Like,
We care about body positivity and punctuality here, and we will not lower our standards for anybody.
That's right.
And the environment.
You'd be the lazily late naked guy. Like, we are not okay with him.
And so here's the deal.
Jeffrey should have gotten here a little bit quicker. Otherwise,
It's
we would have
Joffrey.
supported him. Excuse me. With a G. Joffrey.
This ride's going on from 6 to 8 o'clock this upcoming Saturday. There is a map of where
Where to
exactly
avoid.
this is going. And I tell you what, it's pretty much going all around the city.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Where do
It's
we need to
everywhere.
not be?
You should probably avoid Broadway,
What day?
Lafayette,
All the streets.
Lemp, Cherokee, Compton,
The city
St.
plus
Louis,
a 5
Tower
mile radius,
Grove,
just
Park,
to be sure.
Manchester.
How many people
Market.
participate in this?
Is there a way to
Washington.
Do you get to be in a safe zone where it's time to disrobe, or are you driving down 70 on your bicycle nude? Right?
No, there's no safety. You just take it off wherever you're at, and you
Don't
start.
say you. You say I.
You
And
know
by
what?
I mean you.
I do wonder though. Do you have to be a part of the group, or can you just ride that route
get in.
naked?
I imagine that you're probably running a little bit more risk with the law if
What
you're
day is
not
this?
with the group. It says 6 o'clock sharp.
Yeah.
That's true.
So-
That's true. But can you be
If
anywhere
you're
on
there
that
at
red line?
5:45, you're just a perv.
It's like I got a flat tire. I'm sorry, I'm running
Who's
behind.
the pervert here, naked on the bike at
Look at
5:45?
Point, shame,
And
shame.
you don't have to be body positive either at that point. So-
Oh God! Ew! Guy doesn't
do
care
an
about the
Look at that
environment
blubber.
like we do.
Ugh.
Annie Frey Show remote, 5:40 p.m. right at the starting line. We'll be done in 20 minutes.
I always hang outside the handlebar naked anyway. So
We're talking a lot about hanging outside these days.
yeah,
There's too much hanging outside these
gets
days.
caught in the spokes.
All right, you it's the same if you're off the mic than if you're on the mic. It doesn't make a difference, and we believe you the same amount in each
It
capacity.
just feels better
You've
for
said
me.
it quite a few times though now, so
I
it's
know.
starting to get to a point where you're starting to just
See if we can work it in the
Question.
the
2
B
o'clock
or not
hour,
the
too.
B mountain time coming up next.
Sure.
mountain time.
Yeah, it's an hour late.
Right.
I'll explain it in the break.
Yeah, you might have to.
All right, thank you for that useful warning.
Might be my favorite sports and local of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
It is local and it is sports. Cycling matters, Ethan.
Been wondering when it was coming back around.
Ethan will be the Annie Frey Show representative in the Naked Bike
Nope, we
Ride.
just said that'd be Ryan.
Show up and support him. Offer him some of that body positivity.
Hang on. The texts. Let's sponsor Ryan to go on the bike ride, but he has to take a Viagra before the ride.
Oh, God dang it. We'll be right back. Most of us. I have my headphones on so loud right now, so I can't listen to these yahoos. I am feeling underrepresented as a female in this studio right now. Are you guys done? I have to talk about something important here
Oh,
right
I didn't
now.
realize you were talking to us on air.
Yes, I'm on the
thought
air.
You were off.
I had to do something to stop
My
it.
headphones are off. I thought you were just talking to
I
us off air.
turned the microphones on in the studio.
Okay,
so
red
you
light's on.
Knock it off.
Okay, we're on.
What red lights?
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Big red light guy.
Do
Red
what-
light district
do what
guy
you
over
need
there.
to do.
Matt Hayes, I apologize.
All right.
Buffer, cleanse, everybody quiet, 2 seconds. Is your basement leaking?
Oh.
Basement. You got water coming in that basement? You need Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair. I hope you're crystal clear that I'm talking about your actual basement because he doesn't fix other things. If you have a leaky basement, you need somebody who is an expert at fixing it, somebody who will stand beside their work, a lifetime warranty on your basement waterproofing. When you call Home Shield Foundation Repair, it starts with that phone call at 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. Have Matt come to your home and look at your basement, identify areas of concern, and tell you exactly what he's going to do to solve the problem. You don't have to look at the rain in the forecast this weekend and worry about what you're going to have to deal with and how bad it's going to be. Matt Hayes is an expert. He has a ton of experience, and he has an incredible team that is ready to take on your project and get it done right the first time. Call 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. And tell Matt Hayes that the Annie Frey Show sent you and get that basement fixed once and for all. Online at HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Brian Kilmeade. You know, I always have a great time when I visit you guys, and I'm coming back this November. So join me, Brian Kilmeade, by getting tickets for the show at The Factory at 971talk.com/events.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins.
The Bee or Not the Bee.
Oh, yeah, the bee or not the bee, an hour late on Mountain Time, like Annie said.
Did
this
you say,
is,
oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. These are stories that are either fake or real.
You're like
I'll
a
read the
VJ
headline.
on 1990s MTV.
A VJ.
Video jockey.
Yeah, yeah.
Or. Go
What?
On. Go on.
What
Do
were
your
you playing?
job.
All right, I'm going to read headlines.
You
Tell
have
me
like
if they're
3 responsibilities. This is
real
one
or
of them.
fake. First one, WNBA warns Sophie Cunningham the league will fold if only women are allowed to play.
Oh, no. The bee.
The bee?
The bee is right. Cunningham made waves this week by stating her belief that men should not be playing in women's sports leagues, but the WNBA cautioned that their entire business model depends on it. Quote, "We'd be gone tomorrow," said WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Quote, "I understand Sophie's desire to protect young women, and I personally admire her spirit. However, she needs to understand that we only have 7 female players in the whole league."
No, that's not true.
Well, there might be 8. We're not sure about one of them. Regardless, we couldn't even form 2 teams of women. We'd all be out of a job, she said.
Boo.
It's true that is fake. That is a fake news
Boo.
story. All right, next one. Police instantly dispersed teen takeover by firing job applications into crowd.
The YouTube live chat poll question is, how much is the affordability issue facing Americans preventable consumer overspending?
You're correct. This is the Babylon Bee. The incident initially involved hundreds of youth blocking traffic, blasting music, and filming TikTok dances on top of city buses. Witnesses said the scene shifted instantly when police unloaded with stacks of entry-level job applications. Quote, "It was panic, wonderful, wonderful panic," said Officer Marcus Martinez. "The moment those sheets of paper hit the air, the crowd scattered in absolute terror. Not one of them would touch an application. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Taco Bell, no one there wanted anything to do with them." Aerial footage showed dozens of teenagers fleeing the scene in horror, some covering their eyes to avoid catching a glimpse of a job application. Next one. Washington Post blames Trump's algae problem on climate change.
Real.
Yeah, it's real. "Listen, I don't care about the reflecting pool or a no-bid contract or algae," says the article, "or whatever every news station on Earth is telling me to be mad about this week. What I do care about is amazing global warming hit by the Post." This amazing global warming hit. They combined panic on both sides of the reflecting pool story, adding it all together, and has nothing on this gem right here from the Washington Post. Answer me this, liberals. If algae is caused by global warming, like Sarah Kaplan of the Jeff Bezos Post tells us, why are you out here holding pro-algae rallies?
Yeah, what a twist and turn. We're for algae now. Algae!
Yep. That story's kind of gone by the wayside, hasn't it? That was like a good week we got.
Because it was a dumb story.
That was like, news is slow.
Yeah.
Let's be mad about something. Let's be mad about this. Next one. Rockies ask Girl Scout who threw first pitch if she can go 9 innings.
Real.
Real?
Bee?
It is the Bee, surprisingly, I know. With another difficult season nearly at the halfway point, the Rockies staff reportedly saw something they liked in the young girl's ceremonial first pitch, quickly pulling her aside to find out if she felt like taking the mound to make today's start against the Boston Red Sox. Quote, "We like the velocity and command
right now.
we saw out there," manager Warren Schaefer was heard telling the girl. "What do you say? You want to suit up?" Yeah.
She didn't even give the fake girl a name.
Nah, doesn't matter.
Get the girl in here.
Want to suit up for the game and see what you can do tonight against the Red Sox? We could really use your help. That's what he said, the manager of the Rockies.
One more.
Elon Musk says he would give Mel Gibson $100 million to make a historically accurate Odyssey.
Real. No. Yes, real.
B?
They said that. Was it about the Odyssey? I think it's real.
This is a
It'd
real
be
story.
weird it'd be weird to just change it from the Odyssey, but
Yeah.
I know that was.
No, he really did this.
Yeah.
Elon Musk has offered $100 million to make a historically accurate Odyssey. Mel Gibson is a little busy right now, though, finishing up the sequel to The Crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Do you guys know that? He's doing a sequel?
Yeah.
I don't want to give away any spoilers, but when he's done, he's got a job offer from Elon Musk. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey cost $250 million, but was full of a bunch of budget-heavy stars. Mel Gibson could probably do it cheaper. Not only that, but he knows how to do it authentically. But is he likely to do it? Probably not. He's very busy, not only doing the follow-up to The Passion of the Christ, but also Gibson is working on a TV series about the Siege of Malta, a famous 1565 battle where 700 Christian knights held off a massive Islamic army that attempted to take the island. That is what Mel Gibson is doing right now. In reality, that is not the Bee. So there you go. There is the Bee or not the Bee. You guys did pretty well until the last one.
Mountain Time.
Annie botched it completely and ruined the segment.
I did not.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
That's my interpretation.
That was me that
that was you that got it wrong.
Yeah, I botched it completely and ruined the segment.
Thanks for the clarification.
No, how about an apology?
Oh, no, I'm just thankful for Brad clarifying.
Oh, my gosh. In the 2 o'clock hour, we'll take some more of your text messages on the YouTube poll. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? Plus, we got Ask Us Anything. If you would like to send us a text message to ask us a question that you'd like us to answer, 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Back in a minute.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. all. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about legal tax defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
AirComfortService.com. I want to remind you that 314-513-0091, that's a number that you should have in your phone for cases of emergency. It's like not the thing that you think about. When you hear me, you're like, oh yeah, Annie talks about air comfort. I get that. But you don't know the details about it because you're not in the position at that point in time where you need HVAC. But when you do need HVAC, you usually need it like right then in that moment. And if you have a service call for your home, maybe a home that you own, if you rent units out for mom and dad's home and you're taking care of them and making sure that in these murderous hot summer days here in St. Louis that mom and dad's house isn't at 85 degrees, you need to call someone you can trust who's going to come out quickly and get that comfort zone restored right away. That's Air Comfort Service every single time. 314-513-0091. Call 314-513-0091. Save that number in your phone, and the next time you need service, call the people you can trust. It's who we trust. AirComfortService.com.
Looking for a smarter, safer way to invest? For a limited time, lock in a great rate with Together Credit Union's 11-month CD special. From day one, your return on investment is guaranteed. No market swings, no surprises. Just a competitive, fixed rate that steadily grows your deposit. Make your money work harder with a financial partner that puts you first. Visit a Together Credit Union branch near you or go online to togethercu.org to learn more. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
A new lawsuit over new tariffs. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. 2 small businesses based in the U.S. already going to court to challenge Trump tariffs announced yesterday on goods from 60 countries.
This is all about forced labor in other countries. Now, the senior administration officials are telling us that this is not a replacement for the Section 122 tariffs that expired at 12:01 Eastern Time this morning. But the fact is that these new tariffs started the same moment that those emergency tariffs ended by law this morning. Now, this is low-hanging fruit for the Trump administration because multiple administrations have long tracked the use of forced labor in countries across the globe. It's well documented.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. The lawsuit argues the new tariffs exceed the president's authority and require more detailed country-specific findings about forced labor to be legally justified. The administration has been pivoting to different statutes for tariffs after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the use of an Emergency Powers Act. President Trump is set to make an Oval Office announcement about American nuclear innovation, reportedly as part of a push to expand domestic energy production. So far, he has not announced any strategy change in Iran.
U.S. forces continue to grind away night after night, attacking Iranian military positions inside of Iran. Last night, the 13th night in a row, President Trump spoke to Axios, warned about a potential massive invasion of Iran. But he did say he hadn't reached that decision yet.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Tel Aviv. Iran ramping up its counter threats, warning people to stay away from U.S. bases in the region as it keeps attacking Gulf neighbors. A teenager charged in a deadly mass shooting at his Georgia high school in 2024 changes his plea to guilty. Colt Gray was 14 when he killed 2 students and 2 teachers, wounding others. His father was convicted on charges including murder for giving him the gun. America is listening to Fox News.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace. You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation.
This is the Annie Frey Show, and that means it's Friday, the Ryan Wiggins intro to the show. The remake of the old intro that we shortened up a little bit. Ryan, thanks for doing that. You look great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
How do you feel?
If you are not watching, then you don't know what we're talking about. Because I don't think I sound any different. I can talk through this mask, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're good.
Okay.
As people might have remembered, I bought a vibration plate and brought it into the studio, I don't know, a few months ago. Love the vibration plate. Very, very good for a whole bunch of different things, different health things like lymphatic drainage and your joints and your muscles. It's exercise to a certain extent. And I got this other thing, and I told Ryan a while ago that I was going to bring it in and let him try it. It's a red light therapy mask.
Okay, I'm wearing it.
Do you feel cool?
I don't feel anything. I don't. Am I supposed to feel something?
I mean, like internally in your soul.
Oh, in my soul, no. I feel like I could murder somebody. Because I look like a neon Jason. Like wearing the full, like the old-fashioned hockey mask, but
Brad,
it's all lit up.
Why don't you tell the radio listeners what's going on? Just from before I explain the health benefits here.
All right, so I want you guys to imagine an old school hockey mask, like the white one. Ryan used an apt description of that Jason used to wear, or any of your favorite hockey players from, like, I don't know, the 70s or something like that. But instead of it just being that, behind it there's a bunch of white or red lights that are lighting up and coming through all the little holes and the openings around the eyes.
Red and blue light, technically, but go on.
Okay, but the light, yeah, I guess it's purple now. So and Ryan's ears are glowing red.
But that's normal.
But yeah, that's normal. Maybe, yeah, that's normal. Anyway, that's what Ryan looks like. Like he's wearing an old school hockey mask with glowing lights behind it, and it's like beaming out from all the holes. If it were dark, it would be terrifying.
I want the lights off in here.
Since it's like light now,
it's dark.
It's just a little scary. But if it were dark, it'd be terrifying.
Look, if this person that I am walked up to your door at night and rang the doorbell, you should not open the door. I'll go one step further and say that you should not open it even if I was not wearing this mask.
Is it causing do you hear that squeal on the air?
Yeah, I can hear it. I don't know what it is.
Turn your microphone off over there. Is you?
Oh, it's the mask.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it. That's what it is.
We can't do this for too terribly long.
It's not that bad.
What if you back off of it?
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefits of red light therapy. This is a very trendy thing among women of a certain age, mine 40s. Key benefits: boost collagen and elastin production. It supports firmer, smoother skin and helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Ryan, I sent you a text message of you right now, a picture that I sent of you. Yeah, I'm going to send it to Mrs. Wiggins too, because I told Ryan, before we did this, I said, you need to call your wife and make sure you have permission to do this. You're like, why do I need her permission? I'm like, just make sure she's okay with it.
I guarantee that what she's going to say did you text this picture to her?
I just texted it to her.
So she's going to say, oh man, why did you wear a Xena Warrior Princess shirt? That's what she's going to say.
You have a Xena, nobody was looking at that, but now we all are.
Yeah.
More benefits of a red light therapy mask. This is a Life Pro one that I bought. Improves skin texture and tone. Reduces appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. No, she texted back, and I quote in capitals, ew.
That's all she says that about everything, though.
Sure. Okay, you're used to it. Helps with acne and blemishes, calms redness and irritation, supports better circulation, may reduce hyperpigmentation and uneven tone, promotes skin healing and repair, non-invasive and convenient, full or multi-area coverage.
Is the room so?
She also just said looks extra cool.
Did you
with
guys
his
turn the
Xena
lights
shirt.
out? You guys did turn the lights out.
The light's over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't tell because the light in my eyes is a little bit distracting.
You can just see the glow. You're not looking at the light.
Well, I didn't think so, but it's a little weird. Like this is like a weird existence.
Mm-hmm. Your skin's gonna be beautiful after this.
Are you sure?
Well,
what's my beard gonna look like? Is it gonna look all gray?
The skin underneath it'll be fantastic. You can stop hiding under your beard now.
Okay.
Do men use beards for like hiding things?
They can. It could be a man's version of makeup. If you got like a weak chin or something like that.
A weak
chin? I don't even know. No.
Have you thought about the strength of your chin?
No. How many
men are thinking about the strength of their chin? We're 50-50 in here.
Yeah, let us know.
Need a tiebreaker.
Break the tie, Ethan.
We need you. If you're not listening, we'll fill you in when you get here.
Is that why you have a beard?
Yes, I have a weak chin.
Do you?
Really?
No.
But you think about it.
Well, I do. I've thought about it, but that's not why I have a beard.
No, he's thought about your weak chin, it appears.
Maybe.
I think Ethan's coming in here. Beardless, I might add. Strong chin. Are
How's
you
your
listening?
jawline, Ethan?
Do you think you have a strong chin?
Have you thought about the strength of your chin, Ethan Hannaford?
When I tell you that I think about the strength of my chin every single day, I'm 100% serious.
Are you serious?
100% serious.
What are your thoughts about it, though?
Like
do you think
I
that it's
wish
strong?
it was more defined.
Have you tried a beard? Brad suggests that you could hide behind it.
I've tried it once. It went terribly.
Oh no!
Why? Did it not come in?
It took way too long to come in, and it just looked like really like scruffy, and it was red. And my wife hated it, and Ryan.
Ooh, that's important.
You look so stupid.
Where does my wife hates my facial hair rank on the persistence of keeping facial hair?
Very high. Like it would be a big no-no.
Yeah, it's a number one.
It's really high.
Ryan?
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I keep a beard because my wife likes it.
Really?
Yeah.
Beards are softer.
Although I will say
the unshaven.
that also one of the reasons I keep a beard is that I just don't have to pay attention to my face as much. Like you just kind of roll out of bed and you just
So you're hiding behind it.
No,
you just wash you wash your face and you're done.
You just don't think about. You don't have to think like if it's half shaven or if it's just starting to come in, then you got to think about I got to shave every day.
Ethan?
If you don't, then you take about 3 or 4 days between trims and you don't have to do as much. It's just less maintenance. You don't have to do anything. Or less.
Ethan can't take you seriously right now, I don't think.
You guys think it's really funny because I'm just carrying on a normal conversation while wearing a Jason mask that's lit up.
We're talking about you hiding behind a beard while you're wearing that mask.
Like, no, I would never.
Listen, we all
do that.
We all wear masks, Ethan. Some of them are in our souls. Some of them are on our faces, and they cost like $300.
Okay, Bane. Or Jason, whatever you just said. Is that what you said?
Either.
I just wish that. Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
I like
got
the
our
part.
attention.
I like the part that sticks out
It's his
to where you
nose.
could see like the holes of your nose, but no other parts of your nose,
So that I can breathe.
Oh, that's
Listen.
what it's for.
I want to live in a world where none of us wear masks internally, but that all of us are free to wear masks externally. Like some sort of pig face if you wanted to wear it because you're a Twilight Zone fan, but not internally.
So you're trying to make a statement with this.
I'm making a statement.
Yeah. I definitely did not do this right before we came on the air because Annie plugged it in. I said ahead of time, Annie, I have strong thoughts about people's emotional masks that they wear. And she said, well, can I bring in my red light mask?
And you said,
and I said, yes.
I would be honored.
I think that would help me
I've lost control.
make the point.
Do men need to do, this is like an X's and Y's segment we didn't really do this week. Do you feel like men should care for their aging skin? Is it manly to not give any craps about the aging of your skin and the way you present yourself? Like, I'm just going to age the way I age.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, wash your face, but outside of that, like,
I don't even think you really need to wash it.
That's
what you need
gross.
to do is you need to live.
I don't know, Brad. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 4 out of 5 dudes do not, quote, wash their face.
You kind of wash it in the shower.
Like in the shower?
And I'm saying 4 out of 5 is low.
You kind of
I was
going to
say 9 out of 10.
I wash my face every time I take a shower.
Well,
Do you
you're
just
better than
use the
them.
bar of soap, or do you have a special face
bar
washing soap?
Well,
Bar
just because
soap.
you're bathing, that's different than washing your face. Women wash their faces.
I have a
do?
special
No, not like
face
that.
face wash.
In the shower?
Mm-hmm.
Do you use it every time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel more or less manly because you do it?
I have it's for acne purposes, so I've used it ever since I had really bad acne in high school. I just never stopped using it, so I don't even really think twice about it.
I want to be the man who gets to be about 70, 75 years old, lives on a beach somewhere, but not because I'm rich, but just because
Homeless?
I found a
And why
beach
not the beach?
that's not kicking you off.
I think you've just described California.
And I have pretty high cutoff jean shorts, no shirt, very, very coarse gray chest hair, and my skin is very leathery. But I'm mostly bald, so it's not like my hair is all nasty either. Like, I look like I'm okay, but I just look like I'm a beach bum. That's what I want to be when I'm 75. I want to be a leathery old beach man.
Looks like the sun did its number on you.
I have no say in this show anymore. Lost complete control.
You knew what you were signing up for when you gave him that mask.
If Mrs. Wiggins bought herself this mask, or appropriately after this, you buy it for her as a gift with flowers. If she had this and was like, Ryan, I want you to wear this. It'll be good for your skin. It'll help your skin be healthy. Would you do it with any regularity? Because it was there, you could do it while you're watching TV. You're taking notes.
Hang on, I've got to write down the topic of this hour.
Yeah,
is
I
gonna
was
be
wondering.
leathery old beach man.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be something 100% centered around something you said. That's the way this goes. Would you wear this thing if your wife bought it and it was going to be good for you? I'm going to tell you this. I've told my husband, you should use this thing. It's good for your skin. It will help regenerate your skin. He's in his mid-40s too. And if he would do it, it would be only because he didn't want me to keep asking him. He would want me to just be like, fine, if I wear it, will you stop? Would you wear it if your wife had one? And she told you, this is good for you. Just put it on. You can watch TV and you're working right now and doing it. Would you do it? Would you participate?
No, I wouldn't do this. I would never wear this thing outside of the radio.
Why are you doing it now?
Because it's a radio segment. We're on TV.
And he plays the role of the idiot.
Yeah.
We've got like 80 people watching. We've got 80 people watching on YouTube right now, and you're like, it's for you, 80 people.
It's for all those people. You know, it's entertainment. I wouldn't do this at home. I would say 95% of the things I do in this studio, I would never do it.
They never do it.
You'd wear that shirt outside of here, though.
No, I wore this for the radio.
Where do you get a Xeno princess, warrior princess?
That's genuine. 1996 Spencer Gifts.
Spencer?
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Like Spencer's?
Oh, yeah. OG. And I've held on to it that long, and I discovered it the other day and went, oh, man, I got to bust that out.
Imagine the people who clicked on the Annie Frey Show on YouTube today and saw this iteration of Ryan Wiggins. I think you look great. I think it looks sweet.
We'll take it off and we'll see what I look like after the break.
And then you'll go on that naked bike ride.
Somehow you'll look even worse.
Do they make full body red light?
Yes, actually they do.
Oh, I got to wear one of those while I'm biking naked.
We'll be right back.
The old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people, and the politician's Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside Forward 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, allowing a minority of the most liberal statewide voters in one district to effectively end our power to stop corruption and out-of-control spending and taxing.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom. 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the politicians' Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for fair governance.
Let's just face it, right? Your home should work for you, not against you. Hi, it's Kim, and if you've been dreaming of a new kitchen, bathroom, or a finished basement, now's the time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design. They're St. Louis's trusted experts in turning houses into dream homes. Just imagine this, a spa-like bathroom, maybe a chef-inspired kitchen, or how about a cozy basement perfect for some movie nights? Their team handles everything from design to installation so you can just sit back and enjoy the process. Visit lakesidearty.com today to start your dream renovation.
Hi, I'm Eric. And I'm Howard. We're the pain guys of Canner and Pintaluga. You already know after an accident to call 911 and then 411. 1-800-411-PAIN.
But you may not know behind the number is an experienced law firm with nearly 100 attorneys working hard for our clients.
Call the pain guys at 1-800-411-PAIN.
Law offices of Canner and Pintaluga, Kyle Conhauser, Esquire. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Offices throughout the U.S. Not all lawyers licensed in all jurisdictions.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative.
Next question. It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Next question on the Annie Frey Show.
So this is where we take the opportunity to ask some of your questions of the crew, and also among ourselves, we ask some questions. Do either of you have, or do we have any text messages? Is there something that we want to start the show off with?
Yes, there is a really good question that Brad has that he mentioned before the show.
Don't oversell me.
To me? I didn't hear it.
He mentioned it to me.
Okay. What do we got?
Yeah. So I was thinking about this when we were talking about the Crown Nuggets coming back in. Does the shape or color of the food matter for flavor to you?
Wait, what about nuggets?
The Crown Burger King?
For Burger King Crown Nuggets. I thought about that because they're chicken nuggets shaped like a crown. And like when you're a kid, that stuff mattered. But I'm just wondering if the shape of food matters or if the color of the food matters. And the reason I ask about the color is because my wife she insists that you can't have a meal that everything is the same color. You have to have multiple
and I bet
colors.
she was talking about brown and yellow.
I don't know what she was talking about.
Beige, yes. Because it's the less color, the less nutrients.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Like, a colorful meal is, generally speaking, a more healthy meal.
That means you love sushi.
No, it doesn't mean that at all. I don't even love vegetables, but I eat them. Meal. Not right now, though. You know why? Because of the explosive diarrhea.
That's the reason I am eating them.
Not raw vegetables, at least. I don't care about the shape of the food as long as it's natural. I'm not eating anything that's. I'm 42 and don't need my food to be shaped a certain way. But
I'm realizing currently that I would like to eat a hot dog that's not shaped that way. Like I would eat star dogs or whatever, you know? Make your hot dogs into different shapes and let me try them.
Isn't bologna just a sliced hot dog?
I hope not, because I don't like bologna, but I love hot dogs.
I don't think so, because bologna is the shape of a hot dog.
Yeah. Anyway, so sushi's really good for you.
This is a really in-depth way to start out this segment.
I like that question.
Do you have one?
From the text line. This one says, my son asked me to speak at his wedding next Saturday, and I'm terrified and suck at public speaking. Can I get some advice from the pros?
Yes. This is a dad speaking at a son's wedding.
Yes. Next weekend, want some advice from professional public speakers.
I know who this is from. The number one thing that goes wrong at wedding speeches specifically is you forget who your audience is and who your audience isn't. And the number one thing in broadcasting is to always clearly understand who your audience is. How many times have you been to a wedding reception and the toasts are best friend or sibling who spends the whole time talking about themselves in correlation to the bride or the groom or the bride and the groom? It becomes about the person giving the toast. That's not the audience. You are not your audience. You've got this opportunity to deliver a message in this incredibly sentimental moment. You have to understand always what the goal that you're trying to communicate is. If it's, I will say that if I were in a position to do that, the speech that I would want to give at that wedding, this is just for me specifically, this might not be your goals. They might align a little bit differently. But, I believe a marriage to be a covenant between a man and a woman and God. And I would want to emphasize reliance on God as the foundational glue that holds that whole relationship together, and to always remember those priorities. But I think at weddings, oftentimes people they talk about history, they talk about anecdotes of this happened and that happened and that happened. But really, it's like an opportunity to offer a wish and a prayer for the happy couple, and to thank the guests and all the people who are there for coming to support this new marriage. Like, keep the marriage the center and the focus of that speech, and keep it short.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say at a wedding specifically, like if you're slated to speak in an event and you have a certain amount of time, that's one thing.
Yeah, if they want you to fill 45 minutes, you better do 45 minutes.
You got to come up with it. But at a wedding, there's no time limit. In fact, most people are waiting for you to get done to get to the next thing. Yeah. I love the speeches myself, so I don't care if they're long. But if you're really nervous, just keep it short. Just have a couple key points that you want to hit, and then sit down and make it about the bride and the groom, both, not just one of them.
Don't say negative things about them. Don't make tongue-in-cheek jokes about them.
And here's a really, really specific, I don't want to say pet peeve, but something that I think will help a little bit. Don't start the speech by telling everybody you're bad at it. Don't start it by giving some sort of disclaimer about, I hate this or whatever.
Just get to it.
Just do it. Because everybody knows that you're not good at public speaking.
You're not a public speaker.
No, almost everybody's not good at public speaking. So everybody already knows that when you step up there, it's a nervous moment. So just do it.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that. Make it about the bride, make it about the groom. Be excited for them and the life that they're going to put together, and express that. And if you're nervous about looking at all the people, tell them.
Imagine you're at the naked bike ride.
No, don't do that. Tell your son and your new daughter-in-law how happy you are and all of that for them. And like Annie said, make sure that they know that God is at the center of that.
Specific to this,
made.
And to this person specifically, highlight the reasons why the naked bike ride is fun, is good for not just
how can
men,
everybody
but
not
for
be
women.
Positive about that?
Right. How can everybody not be positive about the naked bike ride that's for the environment and body positivity and benefits no cause?
Lean into sentimentality for the happy couple. You're not there to entertain people with your speech. You don't need, it can be entertaining, but that's not why you're there. It's not to entertain the guests. It's to provide a toast, likely, to the married couple. And if it's funny, that's great. But if it's not funny, it's not a failure.
That's true.
It can be very funny and a failure.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Next question.
Next question is, and this is from the text line, what is your most joyful memory of childhood?
Ooh.
Yeah, take a second here.
Anybody have a thought on that?
I can remember, and I think because, there's two pictures that I think back to that remind me of moments.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is, and I don't know if this is my most joyful memory, but it's my only memory of my grandpa, who died when I was 3 years old. So I don't really have a lot of memories of him. But there's a picture of me sitting at his feet that I remember being there.
Yeah.
In their basement with that old junk shag 70s carpet or whatever it was.
Was it green or was it orange?
I think it was orangish, brown, yeah. And I was just playing with toys. I remember, like, from my perspective, not the picture's perspective.
There's like a security in it, just innocent happiness.
Yes,
in that.
I was at his feet. He was above me. So I'm not even looking at him, but my memory is of him behind me.
Yeah.
Playing with toys, being 3 years old. And I've really held on to that because it's the only memory I have of my grandpa, and it's so weird because I'm not even looking at him in the memory.
Do you do you remember a ton of your childhood, not much of your childhood? Like, how much of it do you feel like you have
Oh, gosh, I don't even know how to quantify
like
that question.
do you have a lot of memories from being a kid?
Yeah, I would think so. Like, they would have to be conjured up. I can't just tell you, oh, yeah, when I was 5, this.
I don't have a ton of them, and I think that the way that our kids are being raised right now with constant video and photo documentation of every little mundane thing, I actually think it's going to fortify childhood memories. Because you're talking about a photo that you had to take and get developed and hope it came out right, and then it's the one that you actually got to see.
Yeah.
I think our children are going to remember their childhood infinitely more than we do.
Well, we'll have a better record of it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many events. I mean, go through one summer and think about how many things you did in a summer.
Sure.
And you think back to 3 summers ago, you don't remember all the stuff you did, but you do have it documented now if you go back a couple years.
Brad, best memory from being a kid?
So mine is this one opportunity, and it's along the lines of Ryan's, getting to play catch with my grandpa. We grew up, my grandpa played ball, him and his brothers played ball. His one brother, my great uncle, actually went on to play AAA ball for the Cincinnati Reds. And so he would tell us all these stories about how they would be out playing ball and all this other stuff, playing baseball. And, his body, he was a farmer. His body was riddled by arthritis. By the time I was old enough to do anything like physical, he was pretty much broken down, couldn't do it. And one day we were outside at their house, and he was driving an electric cart, like a hover around type deal, because he couldn't walk. And he's like, I wonder if I could play catch. And he grabbed my brother's glove off the picnic table, and him and I played catch. We've only played catch once in my life, and it was maybe for 2 or 3 minutes. But I will always treasure that moment, because that was like the matrix of my relationship with my grandpa was through baseball.
My recollection of childhood has a lot, like you guys are talking about grandparents, so I'll go that route too. I remember sitting at my grandma, my dad's mom's table, and she was very intellectual, very studious. She came from Australia. She's the one who came there. She lived next door, and we would do crossword puzzles and stuff like that, and just sitting with her and her Australian accent, just being around that. Like, that's, every once in a while I'll find a home video and it'll have her voice in it. And it's just breathtaking for me to hear that voice again. That was so important to me for so long. And then my mom's mom, who we lost in 2020, not to COVID, but she was 95 years old. She played so many games with us, and she would not let us win. She was competitive. But she would just take the time to play games with us. And that was just so fun. Like, Grandma, you want to play games? And then she was always like, sure, we'll play some games. She taught us how to play a lot of different things. And they're just like simple, happy memories. Send your questions to us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel in the live broadcast, or text them to 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Back in a minute.
25-year transferable warranty. Paint a house, shield a home. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, steel, aluminum, cedar, and more. We are the only coating company selected by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where all 3 episodes concentrate on unpainted brick. If you maintain or own a business with a tired-looking building, you owe it to yourself to look at Rhino Shield and our beautifully durable color schemes. Evaluations are free. We're making buildings pop and be noticed again, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks, exceeding expectations every day with our products, people, and performance. Now is the time to call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or go to 877-25rhino.com and see how honest and transparent we really are. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, it's Jen Hatmaker. Here's what I've learned in midlife. Joy isn't the reward you earn after all the work is done. Joy is the work. That's what this new series on For the Love is all about. The sacred yes. It's choosing delight, rest, and pleasure on purpose. Because saying yes to yourself, that's the thing that finally lets you fill your table with everybody else. Come find your sacred yes with me. Follow and listen to For the Love wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down data center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
Aging control systems can increase downtime and cybersecurity risk, especially in operations that run 24/7. Graybar helps organizations evaluate automation architectures and support the right upgrades, whether through incremental updates or full system replacements. The result is better visibility, stronger reliability, and a scalable foundation ready for what's next. Yep, Graybar does that.
We took calls on this subject in the 1 o'clock hour. You're still free to text in 314-241-9797 or ask me anything questions, 314-241-9797. And you can leave those too at the YouTube page. The YouTube live chat poll is how much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending. I'll read one of those texts now. It says, generally speaking, most affordability crisis in this country is caused by reckless spending. Restaurants, bars, daily $8 coffees, $20 lunches, 4 or more cable channels, $1,000 cell phones, on and on and on. This person's saying that it is mostly caused by overspending. Let us know what you think about that. I would push back on that. 2:35 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Go vote in that YouTube live chat poll. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? My question to you guys to start off this part of the next question segment is, what do you spend money on that is 100% a want, that you kind of self-justify, like, I don't give myself a lot of things, especially, I know for our family, so much of my money goes to my kids. So, for instance, the coffee, that was like, that's my thing. Don't I get my thing? And then at some point, I'm like, well, let me find a substitute for a while. And I took that away. But I've got other things. What is something that is a want, that is kind of like the last want that you would get rid of? in order to protect a need.
It is 100 for me personally.
Candy?
No. I get that discount. You know that. No, it's travel.
Yeah.
It is travel and vacations and mainly theme parks, honestly, but it's all travel. I mean, we go to great lengths to use Southwest points and do all the things that you can do.
We do the same things
to reduce the amount that you're spending on travel, but it's still the one luxury that I just don't want to give up. We don't have really a lot of other ones.
I would say 100% the same thing as mine. But at the same time, Ryan, do you feel like your kids are young now? You got to do it now. If you are trying to spend time saving up so that you can do this stuff later, the chances of you can't get the time back that's passing right now. And I'll add too, I have a listener of the show who emailed me maybe a month or two ago and was talking about, I'm not going to get into too specific detail in case they're listening, so I will get into no detail. There was a listener that emailed me inspired by your advice to take kids on solo trips.
Okay.
This person has multiple kids. All the listeners listening right now with kids in the car are like, Mom, Dad.
Yeah. A van full of 8
kids. Is she talking about me? But was inspired by the idea of taking kids on solo trips and spending that time one-on-one. When you have multiple children in your house, one-on-one time is a premium. You really don't get that. And then the few times that you do, you realize this is a different dynamic.
Yeah, it is.
You get to lean into the relationship you have with that child specifically. Spend time focusing on the things that they want to focus on without feeling like you got to spread your time around evenly. And travel is a great way to do that, even if it's like a long weekend or something. So this listener reached out to me. He was like, I was inspired by this. They told me their story of why they want to do this specifically coming up at some point in this year. And they're going to surprise them with this Disney trip and everything. And I actually ended up helping them plan this whole thing and was like talking about Southwest points and this is how I do this and this is how I do that. But you can't do it if you can't afford it. But if you can figure out a way to afford it, you should do it.
2 things about that specifically. One is that you don't have to take a big trip. I mean, you can just take a weekend to Branson, or you can take a weekend to Hannibal or something, you know. It doesn't have to be a big thing. So if you're looking to do it and because you think it's a good idea, you have several kids and you want to do that one-on-one weekend, it's a great idea. We do it. That's the one thing, is it doesn't have to be a flight somewhere. It's just a long weekend. The second thing is that it's not just because of the 3 days or 4 days that you spend with the one kid every year and a half, which is the way we do it. We do it once per 6 months for one of the 3 kids. It's because of all of the lead up that you get to talk about it with them.
What you're going to do.
Because you kind of do it you plan it with them based on their desires and you know what you can afford to.
The lead up is as exciting as the trip.
Yeah. And since the other kids know that they get one, they're not jealous.
Yeah.
They just know, mine's coming next. So, hey, it's okay if he's talking to Sonny more.
Will you look back on a penny that you spent on that time with your kids one-on-one and regret a single penny of it?
And that's one of the few things I would never regret. There are things that I might regret, like if I overspent on a car or we had to overspend on something stupid, that some decision we made or whatever. But those things, no.
Because it's time with it.
Plus, we do plan them financially smart too. Like that's the part of it. I'm not saying it's just like, oh, go blow your money. You got to be smart about it. But once you do it, you never look back.
I think travel is definitely the thing that I would say that is like the last want to go. But we talked a little bit earlier about nails. I don't get my fingernails done, but I'll get especially in the summer. I don't really do it in the winter, but I'll get a pedicure so that I feel like I can wear sandals and be toes out all the time without having to manage it on my own. I encourage men and women alike to consider a good pedicure. What about you, Brad?
I mean, I look at like, my wants, probably the want that would be last to go would be going out to dinner. That's
eating out.
Yeah, that's something that Terry and I like to do. You know, we'll get home and it's like neither one of us feel like cooking, and it's more her not feeling like cooking and me not being able to cook. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm a terrible cook unless it's on a grill. I can grill some stuff and I can smoke some stuff, but that means the food is all one color.
Some stuff.
Yeah, smoke them if you got them.
But the food's all one color, so that's not a
sausages.
nutritious meal. So we'll go out to eat and get something together, and sometimes it's like a Chipotle, and sometimes it's like a nice restaurant. But it's kind of like
no offense, Chipotle.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, they know.
They know. Brad's right.
There is a story that was posted on Twitter, and there was some guys like, I was just at Chipotle behind a woman who was like, "Hey, is your lettuce safe to eat?" And I don't want to eat it if it's any of that bad lettuce. And the worker was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Okay, we'll put some on there." It's like, we are not taking this seriously enough, people. I'm sure their lettuce is fine.
That worker should have had a standard joke response. This is what I would have done. And that response was, "Let us pray."
If that is adopted, if you go ask about someone's lettuce and they say that, you can then wink at each other and say, "I listened to."
Yeah, I listened to.
Next
Put
question.
AFS on the ground and then scratch it out. And
Yeah,
be like,
let us
nobody
AF.
saw, right?
Next question.
This comes from another listener. It says, what was the very first car you owned?
1991 red Ford Probe with the seatbelts that went bzzz. When it
Oh,
closed the
yeah.
door. Unlocked,
Yeah. Did it have one of the buttons that had the code on the door?
No, that was
Remember
before
those?
that. And the flippy up lights.
Oh, those were cool.
Pop up,
19,
up and
the
down
Ford
headlights.
Probe was a little sassy little car to start with. I wrecked it.
I liked the flippy up lights
Mm-hmm.
because they looked like the car was waking up.
Here I am.
What was yours?
Mine was a 79 Ford Thunderbird.
Dang it. I was trying to get the oldest one to get one
And
older than me.
it was like cream colored with the burgundy leather roof covering on it. It didn't have pop-up headlights, but it had hidden headlights that sounded like the doors on the Enterprise opening because they were vacuum operated. So they go and the doors would open up and you'd see the headlights.
I don't understand
too.
that reference, but I imagine the majority of my audience does.
Oh, yeah. They do.
Good for you.
Mine was a 1982 Cutlass Sierra. I was born in 1981.
I thought you were going to say you were born in it.
No.
I was born in
No,
it.
I was not born in that car. I was conceived in it.
Ew.
No
I
offense
think.
to the Wigginses.
I don't know, really. No, we got that
I was
car.
going to say, how do you know?
I don't.
It's like, Annie, I was there.
Have you
Yeah,
researched
I would not know. I was there.
Not yet.
I was there in two parts.
Do you want to talk more about this?
No.
You brought it up.
I'll
It was
say
your
the
question.
Cutlass Sierra was a beast of a car.
Next question. Where were you conceived?
And I think the Bahamas.
Don't. Let's go to break. I don't want any text messages from anybody who knows anything about anything. Immaculate. We'll be right back.
Deceptive ads you're hearing on Missouri Amendments 4 and 5. Get the truth. I'll explain all of the amendments and key local races. Download my August voter guide at 971talk.com.
When Donald Trump needs conservative votes to help pass his agenda for Missouri, Representative Trisha Burns never answers the call. Trisha Burns has missed 370 votes. Burns is bucking President Trump's priorities. Burns did not vote to stop DEI initiatives, prevent China from owning Missouri land, defund Planned Parenthood, and Burns did not vote to ban boys from girls' sports. Trisha Burns not showing up for Missouri and President Trump. Instead, Trisha Burns spends her time pulling pranks on the suicide prevention hotline. Yes, you heard that right. Trisha Burns lied to the police and staged a fake suicide emergency. She sent a series of messages to the hotline and said she, quote, had a gun to her head, end quote. When she got caught, she said there'd be no consequences because she's a politician. By August 4th, vote to show Trisha Burns that there are consequences to being bad at your job.
Let's Go Brandon PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Chris Foss, Treasurer.
When it comes to hiring a contractor, you need somebody you can trust. It's Mark Cox, and I want to tell you about my friend Curtis Carell of the Carell Roofing Company. Curtis fixed my roof. It was after a major hailstorm. He came the same day, got up, inspected it, and from start to finish, from having the adjuster out, pointing out what he thought was wrong, all the way until it was done. It was a fantastic experience. And that's not just my experience. I have coworkers here at the radio station who've also used Corel Roofing Company, and a lot of my listeners have taken my advice, and I thank you for that. Curtis goes the extra mile. He just sent his crews out to Kansas City. They got additional training on working with insurance adjusters, making them more likely to get approval on your case. If you've been denied, call Corel Roofing Company and get Curtis on the case. He's going to do a good job for you. More than 20 years of experience in the roofing industry, and you can take that to the bank. Call him at 314-222-9529 or CorelRoofingCo.com.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Going to wrap it up here in a few minutes and hand it over to Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk, the YouTube poll. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? None, some, most, or all. Vote at youtube.com/@AnnieFrey. Text us your thoughts as well. Before we get to Brad's next question, real quick, what overspending do you judge the most when you see other people doing it?
Oh, frivolous, like body stuff.
It's like nails.
Well, nails would be part of that. Hair. I mean, sometimes hair. Like if you're getting dressed for some big event, then that's different. But
if your general upkeep is a lot.
yes, like and that can be guys too.
Yeah.
Because guys will wear jewelry sometimes and really expensive
Are you
shoes and
opposed
clothes.
to men's jewelry?
I'm not opposed to it. I just, when I see it, I think that's not me. And if it looks expensive, usually the intent of it is to look expensive.
Yeah.
So
it's an image thing.
If it does, it's an image that I've always thought was, I've always thought it was lame and really, really intentionally spotlighting.
You're a tryhard.
Yeah.
I think that the one that I probably judge the most is vehicles.
Okay.
Just because I think they cost so much money.
Yeah, they do now.
We had a caller who was like, I didn't splurge on my vehicle. I went for the $30,000 whatever, and I'm like, God dang it, $30,000 is a lot of money. We've bought in our family used cars, and you're like trying to get it around the $10,000 mark. And when we were looking for a car for my son for 16, was trying to find a vehicle under $10,000, and it was almost impossible to find something that would move for $10,000. So I don't even really know what is, air quotes, an affordable car anymore. But there are some cars that that people buy that are astronomical, and I cannot imagine having a $700 car payment. Not at all.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I don't get car culture either, Brad. I know that you love it, and my brother loves it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just not into
But
it.
car culture a lot of times isn't like the flashiest new thing. A lot of times it's like what you can make of
Yeah,
yourself.
that's true, too.
What you've built or what you've done with your old car.
What do you judge, Brad?
I judge tanning, fake tanning.
How do you know? And how do you know if
Well,
it's someone who's buying an $8 bottle off of the Walmart shelf and doing it themselves?
It's still the fact that you went ahead and did that. Just trust your skin tone and be happy in your own skin.
I love tanning.
But that was like, if it is, the gaudier, the worse it is too. And it's
so, are
like,
you judging the look of it or the expense?
Yeah,
of it?
I think it's more the look.
I'm
but
asking expense.
Expense. Then it'd be men's jewelry. It would be men's jewelry.
This is really weird. Like, you could have just told Ethan when he was in here. He's always wearing his chains and his one earring. And for you to talk about it like this when he's not in the room to defend himself.
It's the big Cuban links that he wears that just
Big
make me.
clocks around his neck.
He needs to know the time. This is radio. We're a second by second industry.
That's true, but he wears like
He
four
walks
of
in.
them.
He's like, "Guess what time it is?"
It ticks so loud sometimes you can hear it on the air.
Yeah. He's like the Mad Hatter.
This is all true.
But like, if a guy has big gold necklace and chains and like several rings all over his fingers, that's too much.
What if he's won a lot of World Series?
You don't have to wear them. Display those.
Heck yeah! If I win World Series, I am wearing them.
Me too. All over everywhere.
Maybe we can go in on
That's a
that.
pact that we can make.
That's right.
That if in the future we win the World Series,
if we somehow get
if they don't come off,
ring.
the first one to take their ring off has to ride in the nude bike ride.
Yep.
Okay.
Pinky swear.
Ryan's like, mine's coming off. Next question.
I just don't really think we're going to win the World Series.
Well, then you should feel comfortable in
It's
the
an easy
commitment.
bet.
I do. I
Yeah.
do feel. I feel
Why
very
are you
comfortable.
talking
Okay,
so high?
2 questions. I do.
I do.
Oh, I'm late. It's the Mad Hatter again.
Not Ethan.
No. All right. I'm going to ask this question and understand that you guys are just going to basically answer with silence, but I'm going to ask it anyway. It says, what do you think they mean? Because it's from the text line. What do you think they mean when they say 4 out of 5 people suffer with diarrhea? Do they mean 1 enjoys it?
That's not a question. That's a statement.
It's not. It's a question. It is a
No,
question.
that's somebody who wanted to make a statement.
It's a question. All right. The next question from the text line is, if the revolution goes down today and all you have is the items in the building that you're in, what is your weapon of choice and who is in charge of the group?
Who's the group?
I think the
Define the group.
would probably be the show.
The 4 of us.
It would have to be to start with
We'd
because
have
you
to
don't
have
know
a
who
meeting
you can trust.
if we're going to include Ethan, and I'm voting yeah.
Oh, I'm including Ethan.
Yeah.
He's young and spry.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethan's in. He can be our scout.
Annie, Ryan, Brad, Ethan is the group. Who's in charge?
Me.
Oh, no, you're not.
Maybe me.
Brad, who's in charge?
It's either going to be you or me. And I think that's going to depend on the situation, what we're trying to do or accomplish at that time.
But what kind of situation would make it so that you were in charge, and what kind of situation would make it so I was in charge?
I think if we required negotiation, it's going to be you. If we require aggressiveness, it's going to be me.
I'm just looking out there to see what I could hit people in the head with.
Your weapon of choice?
Yeah, what's the weapon of choice?
I am not allowed to talk about what my weapon of choice would be because I'm comfortable.
Is it a Glock?
I think it's a SIG, but we won't talk about it.
I think what I would do is I would go out there and I'd take one of those kind of heavy MBAs.
Ryan's gonna wear the mask,
and I would break
and
it.
use his wit and charm.
Yeah, I'd wear the mask because that's intimidation.
I'm gonna tell you what, if I have a Gracie here,
adopted the line.
that Gracie could be a blunt force object. I'm telling you that right now.
So I would wear
Holy cow.
the
Red
mask, the red light mask, and once the battery goes out, I wouldn't care because I was still wearing the mask. And I would just be a weirdo. And
People would be like,
I'm not approaching that guy.
Not messing with that.
He's
Big
holding the
radius
Missouri
around.
Broadcast Award, and it's cracked in half. He's stabbing people in the neck with it.
Breathing heavy, too.
Is there a scenario where Ethan is in charge?
No.
Brad?
I can't think of one.
I would.
Okay,
He could do it.
If all of us have dysentery and gangrene and we're all just...
Is there a grosser word than gangrene?
No, that's why I chose it. And we are just a sloppy mess of disease. And Ethan can hunt and forage for food for us, then maybe...
Then he gets to be in charge.
Then I guess you could say he's in charge, but we're probably still making the decisions behind the scenes.
That could be a Good Friday poll of the 4 of us. Who would lead the most successful rebellion?
Yeah.
Or revolution of the among us? Who among us would be the most successful leader?
To rebel against the U.S. government?
I don't know who. I think there was a revolution. I didn't ask why we were revolting. I can think of a reason why some of us are revolting.
Let's
going back to the gangrene.
Talk to Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC.
Okay.
And figure out what's legal to revolt against. But then it also takes away the spirit of the revolution.
Mr. Carr, it's for content.
It's
He's like, oh.
Well, in that case.
Content. Gotcha.
Oh, content. Okay, yeah, you're overthrowing the government for sure.
I don't know if I have a time to ask one last question. Is there any more on the text line? I'm going to the YouTube poll. How much of the affordability issue facing Americans is preventable consumer overspending? None, some, most, all. Brad?
I think that it's some, but it's on the higher end of some.
Betsy said, I agree that some is personal spending habits. However, it's interesting to me that we forget the Biden administration did not help us economically at all. What do you think? Some, most, none, or all?
Some, but on the low end of some because of overprinting of money.
I am going to say some. A healthy some is what I'm going to vote. Your votes are in right now. 5% of you think none. 6% of you think it's all preventable consumer overspending. 36% most, and a solid majority at 53% say some. Happy Friday to you. Thank you for being with us. Subscribe to us on our Annie Frey YouTube channel, our podcasts, wherever you get them, and keep it right here on 97.1 FM Talk. Mark Reardon, next. by Ethos.
A fixer-upper could help you save money on your next home, but you have to be built for it.
What's your risk tolerance, and what's your budget, and then what's your experience level?
Real estate expert Drew Wishover says the decision to buy a fixer-upper is a math problem.
If the purchase price is X, the renovation cost is Y, that has got to total a number that is going to be less than what a comparable home that is already done and finished would look like.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In the race for state Senate, candidate Trisha Burns is missing votes. In just 4 years, Trisha Burns has missed over 400 votes in the Missouri House. Trisha Burns just didn't show up to vote 400 times, like the